It's a great pleasure to welcome you all today on behalf of the AABN Core Committee for our 170th weekly webinar. I would like to thank all of you for your for your interest and your continued active participation and commitment towards this webinar series. I would like to thank the Core Committee of AABN for collaborating and organizing this weekly webinar in these very challenging times. We are well represented from several domains here today. As we move forward to ensure the future of AABN, we will continue to invest in the vast potential inherent in collaboration among individuals of varying backgrounds, perspectives, and expertise. I would like to thank Dr. Mangalam Balasubramanian, our distinguished guest speaker today, for willingly cooperating to share her valuable knowledge and experience on embracing circular economy for a greener future. Only through collective efforts can we improve the environment and ensure a greener and more sustainable future for all. Year 2020 saw the world reach a frightening milestone. For the first time, the world used more than 100 billion tons of material resources, 3.7 times increase in just 40 years. In another 20 years, this number could reach between 170 and 184 billion tons, result in an overuse of Earth's total capacity by more than 450%, a physically impossible feat. Our current take, make, dispose model is linear, with only 7.4% returning in the value chain again. We are fast approaching the perfect storm situation where population growth, imminent scarcity of finite resources, climate change, and pollution of water, air, and soil threaten to push the world over the tipping point. Transitioning to a circular economy is the only way we can combat this situation. The circular economy is not just a buzzword, it's a transformative concept that has the potential to revolutionize how we live, produce, and consume. It offers a path to a greener, more sustainable future. By making mindful choices, we can all contribute to this independent shift in our global economic model. Embracing a circular economy is not just an option, it's a necessity for the sake of our planet and future generations. Irrespective of our background, every one of us can play an important role in making the world sustainable for our future generations. At a juncture we find ourselves in today, there can be no one more fitting than Dr. Mangalam Balasubramanian to address, enlighten, and take questions from this diverse group. Dr. Mangalam Balasubramanian has been nurtured by nature and driven by passion. From her early childhood days, she developed a keen awareness of her surroundings, environment, and its people, nurtured by the lush greenery that enveloped her. This is reflected in her academic and professional choices to combine her passion for the environment, agriculture and nutrition, women's livelihood, and environmental protective initiatives. She began her career at Allahabad Agriculture Institute before moving to leading several bilateral projects for multinational organizations across the country. Her first national project saw her tackle the complex problem of child and malnutrition across the country. Sponsored by USAID, she implemented a targeted MCH nutrition education program in 3,500 MCH centers across the country, coinciding with the thesis work on applied nutrition block on calcium content of breast milk of lactating mothers versus the dietary intake of lactating mothers. She also worked with primary healthcare centers, women in agriculture, and environmental across Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu, with technical and financial support from Glanida. Under her dynamic leadership, 85,000 women farmers from small and medium farm holdings, RN women in agriculture, transformed into landowners, and more than 1 lakh women were empowered with critical technology that improved the productivity by several folds. Transformed Shankara Magalir Mandram to Exnora Green Pammal, which developed the award-winning model for solid waste management through a public-private partnership. Exnora Green implemented several waste management practices, most notably involving temple flowers and other waste in a dozen Indian localities with local administrations and residents. Undertook renovation activities and rainwater harvesting facilities set up at Suryamanam Temple Tank Pammal, Tamil Nadu, to restore water bodies in the neighborhood. She served as a syndicate member at Sri Avinash Lingam Higher Education for Women, deemed University, Coimbatore, for 6 years. She was Director of Women Development Program, Indian Social Institute, Delhi. She was the approved member for conducting environmental impact assessment for Ministry of Environment and Forest and was the founding chairperson of Confederation of Women Entrepreneurs, Tamil Nadu chapter. During her illustrious career, she has been bestowed upon several awards and recognition for her service to society and industry. Notable among them are Servant of the Poor Award by Confederation of NGOs of Rural India, Award for Excellence in Solid Waste Management for Exnora Green Pammal by CII, APTDC JCB Hyderabad, recipient of the Golden Peacock Award for Eco Innovation, Corporate Governance Innovation Award from the Bombay Stock Exchange NASCOM Foundation and the Times Foundation. Best Promising Practices category in UN Habitat. There is so much to Dr. Mangalam's achievements and journey. I'm not sure if it can all be summarized in the limited time in this session. So without delay, I would like to open the floor to her. So I'm not going to make you wait longer. We'll let Dr. Mangalam take over and regale you with the astute experiences and fresh ideas. Once again, a very warm welcome to you, madam. We are truly privileged to have you deliver the speech today. Thank you, and over to you, Dr. Mangalam.
Thank you, Dr. Gopi. Happy morning to happy morning to all of you. It's really a pleasure to be at AABN, a learned professionals, to share my humble experiences to all of you so that we can be a responsible citizen in the coming years, so that our future generations will be happy in this only planet. I must thank Mr. Suresh Marian Selvan, who has introduced me to this group. I'm honored to be here on this Sunday morning. I think Mr. Gopi has been sending continuous invitation where he has included all the aspects of circular economy. So I don't think that I can really do much more than that. But still, I'll try to really see how the circular economy is really fitting into our waste management. First, let me see the first slide. That is, what is circular economy? Let us understand the thing. There are two aspects. One is the linear economy, which all of us are. Okay. There is a linear economy system, and another one is a circular economy system. In our linear economy system, all of us know that a product is really designed, then it is manufactured, then we are using it, after that we are throwing it out. Whereas in the circular economy, the focus of circular economy is we are extending the life of a product. So long-term vision considering the sustainability. So in this sustainability, what is the focal point is, it is a resource recovery will pave the way to our sustainable development. Now here, I would like to really correlate our circular economy in waste management, how it is really paving the way to our sustainable development goal. All of us, we are aware of, there are 17 sustainable development goals, out of which I would like to focus on SDG number 12, where we say that consumption versus production. So what is happening now? If you really see, there's a lot of food loss is happening. As a nutritionist by education, I will not really see the thing that so much of food is really wasting when 1/3 of our population is going hungry to bed. So when you see that, we always say, let us see what is happening globally, let us act locally, and start doing domestically. When you are doing like that, now, if you see the statistics, all over the world, there are nearly 14% of the food, what is being produced is really being lost from harvest to the retail market. Then when it comes to the retail market, again another 17% is being lost between the retail and the consumption. When the food loss is there, it is really meaning that we are consuming more. What right do we have to really consume more? Because while processing all the food, we are using land, water, and transportation and emissions. When you are using all these things, when our food is going to get lost, then it is really a colossal waste, and we will not be really having a greener planet for our future generation. And here I would like to really quote our Mahatma Gandhi ji. We have our planet where we have all the resources to feed our each species in the biodiversity system, but not to feed the greedy people. If you really see our lifestyle and the way we consume products, we need to have 3 or more planets with us. Do we have that luxury with us? No. Therefore, we have only one planet, and that planet, it is our responsibility that we need to really see it. So, in that way, the circular economy is the only option because it is not a trend. I think now so many people are really switching over to circular economy. It is not a trend, but it is an option with a considerable strategies so that our future generation will live in peace and good water, good soil and everything. When we see to go back to our linear economy, you produce, take and make and waste. Then where does this waste go? It goes to our motherland. When it goes to the motherland, what happens to it? Lot of heavy metals, hydrocarbon, and many pollutants. They go and then spoil the soil and water and also the marine system. When it really spoils this soil, it is not only affecting the growth of the plant, but it also affects the life of the human being, the entire food chain. Therefore, we have to really see it, how we can really consider this waste management in our circular economy and how we can really enforce to retain our natural resources to produce a healthy food, healthy shelter, so that we can live in a peaceful world. When we are talking about SDG 12, I would also like to really connect it with our SDG goal number 1, that is to reduce our hunger and poverty. If we really have a proper balanced consumption pattern and our living style using our circular economy principles in proper disposal of waste, then our hunger and everything can be really we can achieve. So 230 is our target line to reach our sustainable development goal. It is not very far. It is just another 5 years. So in these 5 years, how we have to really manage our circular economy, focusing only on waste management. Because in circular economy, there are many sectors. But here in my discussions, I would like to focus only on waste management because it is each one of us. It is you and me. Both of us are really responsible in generating waste. It is not someone from the above line. When I was talking about the food loss, you know that there are really, we can create job opportunities to nearly 7 million people with an income of $4.5 trillion as an income growth. If you take India, another $500 billion income can be really generated by the waste management enterprises. So if you really see it, it can be done by using the circular economy principles. That is, the principle is we have to regenerate, don't dispose it, and again you give life to the end product, then you can have a new product. So your life really extended. The product is really going to a long term. So if you really see our waste scenario in India, as per the TERI report, nearly 62 million tons of waste is being generated by our Indian population, out of which only 43 million is collected. The rest is going to the, you can see in the bypass road or you can see in the dump yard. And out of which 43, only 12 million tons are being processed. Gopi, anything? Can I go ahead?
Yes, speaker.
Hello? So 31 million really
Waste
goes to the
topic, madam.
Yes,
Waste
can you mute everybody, please?
So she has.
Beg your pardon?
Entrepreneur. Please, Niman, let's go.
PS, can you mute everybody, PS?
Double one, helpful another important. Helpful letter, come on, Panjab.
Can I continue? Okay. See, out of the 62 million waste which is being generated, 31 million goes to the landfill. And you know, when it goes to the landfill, our groundwater and our soil and everything is getting polluted. I think somebody is talking. Can I just ask Mr. Gopi?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, please go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. And then if you really see out of that 62 million, only 43 is being collected. So what happens to the rest of the thing? It is just being scattered all over thing. So it is a very bad side for our hygiene and health. So we need to really see it, how we can efficiently manage this waste. That's what the focus I'm going to see it. And I would like to really share some of my personal experiences working for the last 30 years in the waste management field using the circular economy principles. Because not a single waste should go to the landfill. And how each waste can be really regenerated and it could be really reused. If you see that by 2030, when the SDG development goals which we are going to achieve, we can really see that we can minimize our waste disposal going to the land, and it could really produce very good product which we can recirculate and then we can reuse.
Nila?
Hello? As per
Yes,
our
ma'am.
Central Pollution Control Board data, by 2030, our waste generation from 62 million is going to be 165 million tons. So you can see the gravity of the problem. So therefore, I have taken this sector to really focus how the circular economy can really produce job opportunities. As I told you, if you really see our next slide, we all have seen in our when we are in the schools, we have seen our Stone Age, then Iron Age, then we have seen our Golden Age. Friends, where are we now? We are in garbage. If this garbage have to be really converted into a greener planet for a future generation, I think we need to really have waste entrepreneurs who could really convert all these waste into usable product, and it could be used for the benefit of the future generation. So how it can be done, and I would like to really show you some of the examples which I have done it over the last 30 years as a passion all over India, how this waste could be really segregated and how it could be made into useful product. I think when I started this lecture session, one of the members said, so he is in the Resident Welfare Association and he has been doing human work in really developing that Resident Association into a greener society so that children can be having a clean air, clean earth, and then clean soil, so that we can really enjoy our sustainable development goals in the years to come. If you really see that, what are the ways we are really producing it? From morning till evening, if we really go through and have a data, in the beginning, what we have done, we have taken our children to go through each day schedule to see that what are all the waste, what are the consumption. See, what is the waste? Waste is a byproduct of our consumption. The more you consume, the more waste you generate. So therefore, the first thing is we have to reduce our consumption pattern and our lifestyle. And in that scenario, if you see from morning till evening, from kitchen till we go to office, there are lots of things which we need to really do it. Number one, we can see it from kitchen. If you see in the photo, we have two types of bins where we are collecting the waste materials from each house. If you see our urbaser or any urban collection system, there's only one vehicle will be coming and they will collect the waste in a mixed manner. When you mix the waste, then we cannot really reuse it, or we cannot use the principles of circular economy and towards a sustainable future. You need to really have the waste in a segregated manner. If you see our waste management rules 2016, it says very clearly segregation of waste at source. When you generate waste itself, it has to be separated at the source. Many people might be asking, do we have time to really segregate waste? My simple question or answer is, don't mix waste. Who is generating waste? You and me. So when you're taking the waste, don't mix the waste, just put it in the designated basket. One is the kitchen waste. As I told you that 62 out of 62 million waste, 31 million goes to the landfill. It combines all organic waste, plastic waste, hazardous waste, and then industrial waste and construction waste. All these things put together goes to the landfill. If it goes to the landfill, then our groundwater will be polluted, soil health will be polluted, and when the soil health and water is really polluted, then it affects the entire food chain what we are consuming it. Therefore, what we need, the first step in our waste management while talking about circular economy is segregation of waste at source, because you separate your dry waste separately and wet waste separately. So wherever we have operated, I think we have operated nearly more than 100 locations across India. So our main pattern is we always have two vehicles. This is the first thing we need to really do it in our waste management in a circular economy is we need to have one is for the wet waste, one is for the dry waste. Because in the wet waste, it has to be processed then and there itself. And plastic waste, if you see my other slide number in the slide number 1 on the left hand side, in the plastic we have different categories. Plastic waste like high density plastic waste, low density plastic waste, and MPL, that is multi laminated plastics. So these are different kinds of plastic. This needs to be really segregated in a different manner. Then only we can really reuse it and refurnish and reproduce a very good product. And if you really see the next slide, where we have really given, there is one thing which, all the state governments and hill stations have banned single-use plastics. But still, that single-use plastic is still available in all the shops wherever you go. Maybe in few cities where there is a strict regulation is there. If you see our solid waste management rules, it is based on sustainability, precaution, and then polluted waste. But when a polluted waste, because who is really producing this? It is you and I. It is a citizen. I always say that it is not a corporate social responsibility. It is a citizen's social responsibility. When we really put everything together, it becomes like a big volume. But when you segregate it, then it becomes a small amount in all the different categories. And then we can use the principle of circular economy to reduce, then recycle or upcycle, and then, reproduce a very nice product and extend the life cycle to a longer duration. That is a long-term vision which we are applying in the waste management. And if you the single-use plastic when I was talking about, which nobody wants, especially in Tamil Nadu, in all the taskmark shop next to it is a water pouch shop. It is a water pouch which is really coming in 1 rupee or 2 rupee packet. That is being really put in the drainage pipe. See, water is the only source. Rainwater is the only source which is going to really feed all of us. When these plastics go and then blocks the drainage, then the whole water system is being polluted. I think this is a serious concern. I think all the urbanites and all these people we need to really have to bear in mind. And the single-use plastic, what we do it, we collect all these things and then put it in a loom, our hand loom. We use the Gandhijian principle. When you are talking about circular economy, I think I must really say that the Gandhijian principle is, you have to really make it into a charka, make a spinning, and then, have a spinning thing. Then, you put it in a hand loom and you can weave it. So there is no energy is really involved. It is always a handmade. And you know that after the power loom has come in, so a lot of handloom weavers have lost their job. In
Okay,
all
nice.
my waste management principle, I always see that there should be a proper livelihood so that all these waste entrepreneurs can really make a very good, earnings, which they can really take it home happily. There are three levels of, waste entrepreneurs when we talk about circular economy. One is the grassroots level entrepreneurs who are collecting the system, and another one is for giving a skill training so that can make it into a new product. Then at the third level is the one, the management, just mentoring, hand holding, so that it could really go to the end user. Then if you really see that the pouches which is being really dumped into the drainage, it is really converted into beautiful, pouches, handbags, files and everything. And these files are being used
That's
for
right.
our daily use. This is the circular economy, a product which is really going into the dump, which is being really created as a useful product by using, all the principles of circular economy really good. And when you take about plastics, there are HDP, high density plastic, low density plastic, and these are all the things which we are using every day in our life. And here I'm telling, we are responsible for producing all this. We are consumers. We are really using all these products, and we are wasting it, in a dump yard. And if you see a photo, there's a machine where we sell all the multi-laminated plastics, and the plastics are really ground into small pellets, and
Ma'am,
that pellets which we are using it for road laying purpose.
ma'am,
So
ma'am,
whenever I say all these things, it all depends on
ma'am,
based on the research.
ma'am, sorry, Suresh, madam, can we have the slides, ma'am? Slides are not displayed, madam.
I think Suresh is having.
Yeah, yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
PS, can you make me a
Suresh?
course again?
Suresh,
Yeah, the slides, ma'am.
yeah.
Can we
Suresh,
see, can we see the slides, madam? We are not getting the
yeah,
slides.
Gopi,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 1 second, ma'am. 1 second, ma'am.
the photograph of the machines. The first is, got it?
PS, can you make me course again?
You got it? You got it?
PS, can you make me co-host?
Yeah. See, are you seeing the slides? Is it visible?
No, ma'am. No.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Is it visible now?
You can make Gobi sir as co-host so that he can project, madam. You can make
Okay. Okay. See, as I told you, there are different types of wet waste, and then there are different types of dry waste. Wet waste can be composted, which I will be showing. I think it is already in the picture. These wet waste could be composted and we can reuse it for our plants.
There is no picture.
Kindly go
One
through the
second, one
slides.
second.
Gopi,
Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Gopi, kindly go through the slides.
Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. 1 second, ma'am. Yes, can you please make me a co-host? PS, can you please make me a co-host? I'm not able to share the slides.
You're not able to share the slide?
Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
You can share from your system, ma'am. You are the host, no?
Hey, you call it PS. 1 minute, security. No.
Gopi, you are able to do it? Gopi?
It's still not made me the co-host. PS, can you please make me a co-host?
I think I had sent everything. I don't have it.
Yes, sir. I have it with me, ma'am.
I have already sent you the.
I will send it to you, ma'am. I will send it to you right away.
Gopi, you got the slides?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 1 second, ma'am. Can I send it to you?
Yeah, I have sent it. I have sent it to him.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Should I send it again?
No, no. I have it with me. I have it with me. But only thing is, this guy has not made me the co-host. Just hang on, man. 1 second, man.
Should I send it to you? Gopi?
Bear with me. Don't worry. He has not made me a
No problem.
co-host. PS, can you please make me a co-host?
Hold on, Gopi. Hold on 1 second. Gopi, have you logged? I don't see your name. Have you logged in another name? Are you AABN?
Yeah, AABN.
That is
AABN.
what is happening. I've been searching for your name. Okay. There you are.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, here. I think now from this slide I can go.
Yeah.
From this slide I can just go. Okay. Friends, I think in our history we have learned that we know Stone Age, we know Iron Age, and we know Golden Age. But where are we now? We are now garbage. If we want to really remove this garbage, I think all of us have to really put our sleeves together, and then we have to work how we can really reduce this waste and how we can use the principle of circular economy to really make a new product. If you really see India having 140 crore people and 7th position in area wise, the value and volume is going to really increase tremendously 4 times more. As CPCB has pointed out, nearly 165 million tons of garbage is going to be generated by 2030. Are we ready for this challenge? If we want to really convert this as a dumping yard, we need to have the entire, government of India's borderline, 1800 kilometers. Do we have this luxury? So that means we need to really start reusing this. First of all, reduce our waste, then recycle it, upcycle it, and then start a new product so that the life will be really lengthened. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So now, I do not want to really go into too much of words because each photograph is more than 1,000 words. Therefore, I would like to use the photos. These photos are not taken from Google. These photos are really from our project experiences where we have 100 locations pan-India where we are working on waste management. And with this, we are giving a livelihood to our waste entrepreneurs. Sustainable waste management aims to keep material used as long as possible and minimize waste going to the landfill. Waste entrepreneurship is a pivotal role in driving the principles of circular economy. Playing a central role in achieving sustainable development, let me just go through the step number 1. Step number 1 is we need to segregate our waste at source. That is the first picture which really says our workers are our ambassadors. Because I would like to give a very good name to all the waste collectors. I don't want to use the word rack pickers or waste collectors or Kodawali. I always say they are the green ambassadors because they are the ones who are going to lead our green future if you really make this circular economy in waste management. You can see that we are really having our waste collectors, the green ambassadors, going with 2 vehicles. One is the wet waste, another is for dry waste. Because we are generating wet waste, that is kitchen waste. Then our, many of the nallas, all these waste goes as a wet waste. Then dry waste includes all your plastics and tin, aluminium, and the leaves, and so many all these things, not other lives. So we can see that we are taking 2 vehicles, one for the wet waste. If you see the statistics, each one of us per capita, if you really see the waste generation, is coming to nearly 700 grams per person per day in the urban areas. And in the rural areas, it varies between 150 grams to 500 grams. But if you really want to really make it as a new product using the circular economy principles in waste management, we need to have a proper data how much waste we are really generating it. So now all the dry waste, and if you see the third photograph, where the final segregation happens. At source, we are taking wet waste and dry waste, and the plastics, we have different categories like high density plastic, low density plastic, and multi-lamination. So all these things, if you see the fourth photograph, we are all stacked into different categories. Have you ever seen it in any local body situation? You have a big compactor where all the waste are being just dumped into it. Then it goes to the landfill. As I have shown in the previous slide, 31 million tons annually is going to the landfill area. Can we really have this kind of a luxury? It is a grave situation. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So here, if you really see it, how we are really converting this waste. Now I would like to really see the most difficult job of the single-use plastics. Though the government, state government, has banned this single-use plastic, but you have to see the livelihood opportunities of our flower wala and the vegetable vendors. Because for them, for the marketing sting, they are buying this single-use plastic because 100 packs is available for 10 rupees. It is much easier for them. So you just take it and put the flowers and everything. So it is visible for the consumer and he buys it. But these plastics are very harmful. It cannot be really composted or it cannot be reused. So what have we do it? So that product we are attacking first. So we are collecting all the single-use plastics from the market side, as well as another one is in Tamil Nadu, you have the Tasmak shop and you have the packets where you have the 2 rupee water packets which is available next to the Tasmak shop. So those sachets, after they use, they just throw it in the drainage canal. The rain is the only source of water what we are having in this planet. If all these plastics are going to be clogged in their pipes, then we all our water is going to be contaminated and polluted. So that we are really taking it and we are using it as a handmade, very good window blinds and cushion cover, file covers, bed sheets, bed covers. All these things are really good. You know that all the PET bottles are really converted into fiber. So the same thing, there they are using the machines. Whereas here, if you could really see all the photographs, we just take it and then clean it, and we have taken the help of the Anna University, because whatever the program we do it, we have a research backup support and we have the research backup data, so that further we should not pollute the groundwater and everything. And we use Gandhijian principle of using charka to have the spinning, and then we put it in the spinning stand. Then we put it in the warping stand. Then we just do it with the hand loom. And here we use only hand loom because why? Because the area where we are working, it's all the weavers colony. After the power loom has come in, so they have lost the business. So we have really made all these power looms. And there are 3 types of waste entrepreneurs in this program. One is, even to fabricate that, hand loom, there's a special design we have made. So it's not the usual, power loom where you can really do this thing, because it is plastics, it will really go. So in a weaving, there is a warping and there is a weft. For warping, we use the cotton thread, and for weft, we are using the, you can see the thing, how they are really weaving that thing. It's a handmade thing. Then it is really stitched into bags, puja bag, files and everything. Our major consumers are Rural Development of India in Tamil Nadu. For all their meetings and everything, we supply files. And then for all the urban ministry in Government of India, for all their workshops, we give them a thing. So a banned product also can be really given, reshaped and a reproduct, and then give a new product for consumption. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Now you see the 3 machines. And here we are working with the Central Institute of Plastic Engineering Technology. Also with the Madurai Engineering College, Dr. Vasudevan. The first machine, what we say is, it's a multi-laminated plastics and single-use plastics, which coming in large quantity, we make it into pellets, and then we are using it for the road laying purpose. When you are using it, when you mix it with the bitumen, and then we roll the load ring, and it really, there will not be any potholes even after the rains. So the discarded material, which really goes to the landfill. Here, we are adding value to it and then making it in for the reuse and for the use of the public. And the another machine which you are seeing it's a PET bottle grinding machine. The PET bottles nowadays, it has become a fashion. Some 30 years back, we used to have water from the pipes on the roadside, or we used to go to the riverside and then have the water. Do we have the luxury now to go to the rivers or lakes to go and then have a water? No, because every river is polluted. Industrial wastage is really mixing in the water. So now, there is a tendency for all our meetings and everything, we use only bottled water. And if you have a matka, every day fresh water is available. But now we are very comfortable bottled water, which was packed 3 months back. So this is the lifestyle we are really going through it. And this lifestyle have to be really changed. So this is what the circular economy is really emphasizing. This is the potential. So if you really, but having had that, so if you have something like this, we can't say that is bad. Naturally, we have to find a solution. If you really see all the PET bottles, so we are really grinding these PET bottles and the granules, we are sending it to the Tirupur and Karur industries. I don't know whether Shankar is really here in this forum, and he knows very well that all these PET bottles are really washed and it is made into fiber, and it can be made into beautiful shirts, and then in all our poly sarees and everything you can make into a beautiful fabric. I think recently our Honorable Prime Minister also was wearing a jacket, which was made out of the upcycling of the PET bottles. So then, the another thing is we have a lot of, waste entrepreneurs from colleges and universities who are visiting us, and we have different, products made with the help of the technical help of the Central Institute of Plastic Engineering Technology, CIPET. CIPET is all over India, so that waste entrepreneurs should really get the thing. Many of the engineers could really participate in it, and they can come with the innovative models. Next slide, please. And this machine, what we are seeing is, if we go to any big campus like many colleges or universities, because of making the green cover in that area, lots of dry leaves are really being available in that area. This is a machine which we are using it in the Kalpakam Atomic Energy Township. Here, 7 tons of dry leaves are available every day. That 7 tons of leaves, what we do through the pyrolysis method, because it's a very big scientific method. Without oxygen, we are just, making it to charcoal and making it into briquettes. If we just put the dry leaves as it is, it just goes and then we burn it. And, it causes, air pollution and respiratory illness. As I told you, whatever we do it, at the end of the day, we are meaning our health and hygiene, well-being of our citizens, especially our future citizens. So these leaves are really being put in the pyrolysis machine and then taken as a briquettes. These briquettes have a big calorific value. Murugappa Chettiar Research Center is our research partner, and it is a Government of India Science and Technology innovation, and these briquettes are very big, high in calorific value. And though what they do it with the briquettes, they send it to their community kitchen and they start using it. So the leaves, which is really going waste as a burnt material, is now turned into a briquette and then goes to the community kitchen as a green fuel. When we started this project earlier, when we had different types of leaves in different type of universities, and each briquettes had we analyzed it. It was really 3,000, and for this also waste entrepreneurs. So many of the entrepreneurs, like come into it. And we gave it to Iron Bala. But, he could not use it because the caloric value was so high. So then we started giving to all the chai wala on the roadside. So for them, for the boiler, it was really giving a very good use. So you could really use it in a big kitchen, or you could use it for a vendors, like, those who are going for the thing. So when we are talking about circular economy in waste management, it is used not only for the big industries, but also for the middle level entrepreneurs, middle level livelihoods person, and the grassroots level people also can use it. Then we will see the other next slide is it is a dump yard. Can you ever imagine this is a dump yard? Yes, all the organic waste are really coming here, and we are composting it as a vermicompost. And worms, now when you are really in a school, we all have learned that now, yes, we have learned worms are the friends of our farmers. But now it is really very difficult even to see a worm after a rainfall, because our whole soil has become alkaline by using chemical fertilizers. So now because our India is a agricultural country, how can we really help our agriculture into this, very good, fertile land? So you have to really convert all your organic waste to your vermicompost or a compost, so that we can give it to our land, can give it to our farmers. So wherever we have set our compost unit in it. So nearly 50% of our waste is a wet waste. All those wet waste could be really converted into a compost. We are upcycling it. We are really giving a life to the wet waste, which is really converted into a useful fertilizer. When we ask in many conferences, they will ask what is the NPK value, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash value. I would say it is just 2:2:2. It is not like a chemical fertilizers like 19:19:19. So when you apply the chemical fertilizers, again, you have to really have a lot of pest and everything. Whereas when you use this, organic fertilizer, it will really rejuvenate your soil. It will give the strength to the soil. In our soil, lakhs and lakhs of microbes are available. So for that, you need to give this natural fertilizer, which is really coming from our, in a business network, we say, where is the raw material? Are we really buying it? It is from us. We are wasting it from our kitchen. And that kitchen waste could be really converted into a natural fertilizer, and then it could be really given to the thing. Then you can see the next slide, you have the 3 digesters. Suppose if you have too much of food waste. In the beginning, I was just talking about the food waste, how much of food waste is being wasted across the globe, 14% across the globe, and then 17% in the retail market. So if these waste could be really put in a digester, as you can see the blue, it's a digester, anaerobic digester. If you put in inoculum, that inoculum doesn't come from anywhere except the cow dung. That is the best inoculum which we could really take. And we can produce methane gas, which can be really given directly to the fuel kitchen, and we can use it. A waste which is really going to the dump yard, we put it in anaerobic digester, and then it can go to the kitchen directly to the fuel. And for even to make this digesters, many of the biotechnology students are really in our group who are manufacturing, who are fabricating these kind of digesters to suit to all kinds of things. It can be for the home level, or it can be to the greater community level, or it can be to the industry level, or it can be to the big temple level. And recently we have introduced the Temple Green Project. What is that Temple Green Project? In the temple, you just, what you do, lots of, abhishekam. That is, through the honey, milk, and so many things are being, given to the lords. And that goes into the wastage and then goes and then mingles with the temple tank. So temple tank is really a very sacred one, where we can really put all the rainwater into it, and it could be a very good, source of, drinking water facility. It will recharge the groundwater. But what happens, all these waste, because many of the temples, there is a Goshala also. And Goshala waste and this, all the Abhishekam waste, all goes to the temple tank. So that kind of waste, we really take it and then we put it in a digester, depending on the waste generation, small digester, and then we produce the biogas, then give it directly to the kitchen, and where you can really make prasadam. So the prasadam waste, which is really going in, again goes back to the thing. This is the circular economy into the waste management. So this, now in another 10 days time, we are going to start one more, temple biogas unit in Vadigudi Amman temple in Thiruvattiur, with the help of the Hindu Religious Endowment Board and with the temple authorities. If every community could really come out like this, like briquettes or, avatar, like single-use plastic and composting and other the thing. So where is the waste? 31 million tons of waste cannot go to the landfill. So in the path, what we are really developing is waste entrepreneurs. These entrepreneurs can really come they can do a startup program. There's a lot of funds available from the Ministry of Small and Medium Industries. And with that support, they could really become anything. So this is the business network, which we are really talking about. And the other photograph which you are talking is at the household level. You can also make briquettes, and you can have a small, you need not really have a big machine. Like as we have in Kalpakam, we have a small, kiln, which, we can really use it for making briquettes, and we can use it. It has a huge market for Godrej, that mosquito coil, and they need this kind of, carbon for making that mosquito coil. So I can go on, for another 1 week, and I can really share with Mr. Gopi and Mr. Suresh Marichelvan, where, so many products could be really made out of this waste, and how many entrepreneurs could really come up with a very big thing. Next slide, please. So now, whether waste is a waste, waste is not a waste until it is waste. We always say that. WWW. What does that mean? World Wide Web. But in my dictionary, it is why waste waste. If you can use circular economy principles in reducing, recycling, and reusing it, then this waste could become a new product to really give. I am so glad to really share with you. There are nearly 150 executives that are waste entrepreneurs are working all over India, going from my institution. Then agripreneurs. Then agricultural waste is another big thing, from agricultural waste, you can produce a lot of things. So at the grassroots level, nearly 2,000, women entrepreneurs are really emerging, that they are doing natural cultivation in the agriculture, so they don't spoil the mother earth, and they use only the very conventional and organic natural products to rejuvenate the earth. And I could really see that when I was working for Denida project. There are so many, 89,100 women entrepreneurs we have really developed using only 5 critical technologies. But now they're all contact farmers. When you say contact farmer, it was always a men farmer. But now these women farmers are the contact farmers in the Department of Agriculture, which I'm so proud to see that they are using the technology because it is a productivity. As I told you, whatever we do, it should have a livelihood options for them. So this really in 3 months time, they see a change in the harvest, and then there are no pests are affecting, and they're using their own fertilizer, their own farmyard manure. And then we have given the critical technology. Like one of the things we have said to say, azospirillum. It's a technology which only the men and the government had really promoted it, but it never went to the women farmer. 60% of the farming operations are being done by them, but they don't know this technology. And this azospirillum was just going as a waste into the soil. But now these women have really used it, for strengthening their, seedlings, and then applying it, and then they are making a greener thing. So I could go on citing many such examples, but during the paucity of time, I will just close this thing, except quoting one more example of seaweed cultivation. I do not know how many of you are familiar with this seaweed cultivation. It is many of the self-help groups. If you go to Ramanathapuram district, they are cultivating seaweeds. And you know what is the hidden thing in the, you see the circular economy principles. These seaweeds, they are releasing 70% of oxygen, which the marine oceans they need. And they absorb carbon, which is much more than the trees. Because we always see plant trees for absorbing carbon. But these seaweeds, they absorb carbon 100 times more than the trees which we are planting it. Because we are planting trees here on the land, but still, if there is a construction or anything, we also fill the trees. But whereas if you really have the seaweed cultivation, it really produces 170 carbon annually. It absorbs and it stores it. So therefore, now I have really covered our land use, marine use, plus the urban lifestyle. With all these things, how the waste is really being gone. So we will take this as it is not a problem for us. Yes, of course, there are many challenges. When you are really putting any innovation and any small this thing, you always find certain bottlenecks, how it has to go. For all these things, what you need is segregation of waste at source. If you segregate your waste at source, then naturally you can make all these things, byproducts, reuse it. Because this is not only a problem of Chennai or India or anything. It's a universal problem. It's a need of the hour. If we don't wake up now, then we will be having a serious effects. What are we going to give it to our children? A big bank balance or a big bungalow? No. It's a clean air, clean earth, and clean soil. And if you want to have a future generation to really live happily in this planet, I urge each one of us, including me, that we reduce our waste, recycle and upcycle our waste. And this is the circular economy, which is going to be a path-breaking road for our sustainable development. If you want sustainable living, I think we need to really have a very good, circular economy principles in our waste management. So this is all the things with a humble experiences I want to share with you. There's a lot more in different sectors, but I have given you my email ID. You all can contact me. I can really tell you what each one can really come as a new product if you use this circular economy, not a linear economy. Thank you very much for your patient living. and I will be too glad if any of the questions are really thrown to me. I'll be happy to really answer it. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Sorry for in between, the slides were not really visible. And because I was not operating it, I requested Mr. Gopi to do it for me. So with this thing, I conclude. So if you want to have a greener future, let us do a proper waste management. All of us are involved in it. It is not an escape. It is not the government will do it or NGO will do it. Who will do it? All of us are the stakeholders in it. Let us all join together. It is a collaborative effort. Let us really build a green future. Once again, I am thankful to Mr. Gopi and other alumni members for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to share my humble experiences with all of you. And I'm always available in my email. You can contact me. And if there is anything, if any waste entrepreneurs would like to really come in, or if they want to really have an internship with us, and we are always open to it. Thank you.
So we'll keep the floor open for question answers now, ma'am. Participants, please unmute and ask your questions, please.
Yeah,
Hello,
yeah,
ma'am. My name
yeah,
is Manivannan, and I was really happy to listen to your lecture. Really wonderfully presented and very nicely in a very coherent way. Very simply made us all understand and become aware of the situation. Thank you so much, ma'am. What I
Thank you.
suggest is this whole circular economy that you have mentioned. I think in the micro level, if we can all do a demo and a test in our own homes in a small way, that will give
Sure.
us the experience and the confidence that it can be scaled up to bigger levels. And if we are in a company, if we are in a place where it is a little bigger, we can scale up this experience what we have had in our homes to bigger levels and share the concept with everybody. That's what I plan to do, ma'am, from today. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
Manivannan. Congratulations, Mr. Manivannan. We are all with you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am Suresh here.
Tell
Go
me,
on, sir.
Suresh.
Go on, sir. Go on, sir. Go on, sir.
Ma'am, before proceeding further, I have two things to request you. One is, can you give a brief idea about Exnora Pummel, what we have been doing over there at a community level as an application, number one. Number two, as a simple solution of using a bio waste at the domestic level in the houses, how we can make use of it to make small kitchen gardens, that you have been promoting. These are two things
Sure.
I just want to request you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Suresh. Yeah, Exnora Green Pummel started as a women's group way back in 1994. So that time it was only a 380 houses. So we used to go and collect from each house wet waste separately and then dry waste separately. That time no solid waste management rules were in operation. It was all our own idea because I was working with the agriculture department. I knew that kitchen waste could be composted. And we got one temple area, Nandavanam, where we collected all the wet waste and started doing vermicomposting. And the whole community was so anxious to see that what are these ladies doing? What are these ladies doing it? And then at the 35th day, and we got the black diamond as a compost, and we showed it to them, and we gave to everyone, made it a small packet and gave it to everyone, saying that you apply in your, pot plants or kitchen area. That really gave a lot of motivation, and that is the time Government of India started the solid waste management rules in 2000. So from 1994 we have been doing it. 2000 when they came, the then government and there was a stipulation from the Honorable Supreme Court of India saying that by 2003 all the local bodies should be really comply with the rules. So when it came to Government of Tamil Nadu, they asked is anybody doing in Tamil Nadu. So that is how, in Pamal, we started with the local body. From 380 houses, we just scaled up to nearly in a phased manner to 1 lakh population. That means 25,000 households. So from 0 to 0, it is not only wet waste, any waste which we collected, it has to really have a product, new product. And we had 350 waste entrepreneurs. They developed it. We gave a skill training. Then we had a very big, a 1 ton waste, food waste biogas unit, where we have not only giving the fuel to the self-help group women, we also gave electricity to 3 streets, where all the less privileged children, they come and then study in the street light area when there was no electricity in their houses. So I can go on citing lots of examples of our, then briquettes. And we gave it to our self-help group women at the household level. You asked about the household level. One is the community level. As a one-time big plant, you can really do it. But at the household level, a small 0.5 cubic meter digester is enough, where you can put 5 kilograms of waste. You ask at a home level how 5 kilograms of waste could become. Even the water which you wash it for the rice, that water plus the vegetable waste and all the leaves and flowers all could be joined together and put into the digester, and we can put it in our kitchen, which will give 1 hour fuel. I think nowadays nobody cooks more than 1 hour, because everybody is busy going out. So 1 hour fuel we can give it. So I have really given a white paper to CMDA. In all the gated community, as they have an STP plant, they should also have a biogas plant, so that the housemates, those who come to work for them, they have a room and they can have their lunch or tea they can prepare and they can use it. So it could go as a thing. Plus, at a kitchen garden level, we have given a lot of, now the RD is going to come in the month of July. So we used to have a campaign saying that RD Pattam Tedi Vidai. So all the natural, seeds, we give it to the people, so they can really grow it either in the pot and everything, or the roof garden, they could do it. But now, it is nearly 13 to 14 years story. It used to be a single houses, but it all now has become multi-storied apartments. Because as the population grows, these kind of things are unavoidable. But still, at their balcony and everything, they could really use it in a smaller way, and they could use it for that pot plants, like 1 karkapla tree or 1 tomato seed. The value, it's not the produce. The value, your own waste, you are composting it and taking a fruit from it, or the flowers which you are offering to the deity, that gives immense satisfaction. No one can really, deny that one. That satisfaction which we are experiencing in Pamal, still, it has given livelihood to many of the green ambassadors. Nearly 250 of them, I think 350 of them, for the last 20 years. I have selected them from a colony where they were doing illicit liquor. Those kind of women, now I have given them the skill training. They're all now green ambassadors. Now, most of the green ambassadors children, the first generation graduates have come in. There are many engineers. One person is now doing a PhD. One is really aspiring an IAS officer. So what else we really want? This is the circular economy. At the end of the day, it has to reach and touch the minds of the people, the well-being of the community, well-being of the individuals, those who are with us. Yes.
Madam, very good presentation and very informative. This is P.S. Kumar. I am an expert on plastics. I have two questions for you, ma'am. One is that why we call it as a single-use plastics. There is no plastics in the earth that is. I'm talking about thermoplastics. It can be recycled, reused. But because of the demand made by the customers, they are making it very thin and lean, which makes it very flimsy, which goes and blocks the things. So instead of banning the consumption, why can't we ban the production of it? Any plastic bag less than 120 micron, like that? What is one question? Second question is, what is the necessity people need to have virgin plastics? We need to reduce the consumption of plastics. As you know, our current consumption by worldwide will be 500 million tons per annum. In that, we can, if you reuse the plastics, that means reprocess plastics in car bumpers and interiors of the car, where there is no need of a virgin plastics, we can substantially reduce. Around 17% of consumption can be reduced. Any thought about this, ma'am?
Correct. I think it's a very valid point. See, without plastics, we can't lead a life. So that one, what that everybody should really understand. Regarding this thin plastics, your question is, instead of banning it, why can't we really ban the production? I think this is a very big political issue here, because it means a lot of livelihoods for those many people, those who are doing it. Instead of it, we need to find an alternative. We need to give it to the small, roadside vendors. How a compostable plastic bag could be really made. I think we need to really go in for that innovation. I think recently there was a study done by one person, Dr. Shamala Mani, and we had an interaction with the Pollution Control Board. I think Tamil Nadu is the one, where we have lot of, compostable plastic bags are available, I think. So there's a lot. I have a person in engineer in Central Pollution Control Board who has a lot of statistics in this. So that is one thing. So we cannot really ban the production. I think ultimately it will come, but till then, till our roadside vendors' livelihood is not affected, we need to really come with an alternate suggestion, and it should be affordable so that they can really buy it. Then your other question of, regarding the virgin plastics and everything. Yes, I totally understand. See, now I have not really covered waste to energy plants, which is really coming up. And like there are now in Tamil Nadu also, the Kodangiur dump yard is going to be waste to energy plants. Then there are in RNA and many places, there are waste to energy plants are coming up. They really need plastics, segregated plastics. Because way back, I used to really be the supply chain to all these industries, because my segregation used to be 100% pakka. So we used to give it to them, like Samki Technologies, Shankar, and these are all the people, those who are really converting these plastics into energy. Because after all, it is a petroleum product. So you can really convert it. This is another aspect that we need to really think about it, to have a very good oil production with waste to energy also with those plastics.
Adding one more question, madam. See, nowadays what happens is people are misled or misguided by the people saying that it is bioplastics, biodegradable. In biodegradable, there are two types of plastics. One is with biodegradable bioplastics and another one is non-biodegradable bioplastics. Non-biodegradable plastics also people are selling it in people are assuming that even if you take biodegradable bioplastics, it takes 45 to 90 days depends upon material. Whether if it is PLA, it may be around 35 to 45 days it will take to decompose, provided you have the proper ambient and you have the humidity and temperature, all these things. Otherwise, if you think that and if you throw that even biodegradable bioplastics material it into the what you call garbage bin or something, it doesn't decompose. So it is creating a problem. So why can't we say that no? And moreover, if you see bioplastics, whole world production itself is 2.18 million tons only, as against 500 million tons of our consumption requirement in 2023. In that case, it is going to be 0.005% only. In 0.005%, if you are taking a product and if you are going to offer it to the customer free of cost, nobody will believe that. So the cost naturally has to be more. And if you see it here, left and right, all the vegetable fellows, everyone is saying that it is compostable bags and it is biodegradable. Actually, it is not biodegradable.
It is
Like
not.
state, yes, and it is if you take it in Tamil Nadu, it is allowed. In Maharashtra, it is banned. So why can't we have a uniform policy throughout India to protect the earth? Because we are not concerned about Tamil Nadu or Maharashtra. We are concerned about India.
India. It's a beautiful question. I think it's a very good observation what you have made, sir. The thing is, if you want to have a uniform policy, I think we need to have all the plastic manufacturers, it's a very big lobby, as you all know about it. So that is the reason we have, maybe now AAB also could really combine with us. Eco Chakra Abhiyan, we thought that, these are all the issues which needs policy decision, so that we can really combine way in a collaborative manner. We will take all these issues and then present it to the environment and ministry and forest, so that we could find a solution to it. And you're very right. It is not only all these biodegradable plastics are compostable. And another aspect, which as a nutritionist by career or by qualification, I would say that most of these biodegradable plastics are made from the corn starch. So when 1/3 of our population go empty stomach to the bed, in what way we are justified to take that starch and make this biodegradable plastic? So these are all some of the issues. Still needs a lot of deliberations and everything. I think if Mr. Gopi allows, and if all the members allows, we will have a separate session only on this, plastic this thing, because I have lots to really, to contribute it. So we need to have a separate session on it, and it has to go as a policy decision. So let's combine together and let's make a common memorandum to the ministry, and then we will see that how we can really have a greener future in this plastic.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was very informative. And I am also a plastic expert and I have a good connection with the plastic manufacturer associations also. But those people are also interested in doing good things for the society. But only thing is we need to, as you correctly said, we need to have a common collaborative discussion agreement and maybe present it to the concerned industries or government. Probably they will take it, and I will leave it to Gopi and our other organizing team members to have a clear discussion on more of a discussion and clarification doubts on plastics. It will be wonderful. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Let us join together.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, Kumar. We'll
Thank
connect,
you.
Kumar. We'll connect
Thank
and
you.
we'll take it forward. So VTM sir, can you say a few words, sir? VTM Murthy sir. VTM Murthy sir.
I'm Balakrishna. I myself want to give something.
Yeah, please go on. Yeah, please go on, sir.
Mr. Balakrishnan, please go ahead.
I am Balakrishnan. Yeah, I am Balakrishnan from Tirumudi, Chennai, doing the plastic waste disposal through EPR and some other cement plants also. I am having a tie-up with the Tambaram Corporation and doing the collection and not collection, the disposal I am doing. What I am going to say, EPR, Extended Producer Responsibility, that act has been in Tamil Nadu, there won't be a good regulations. Why? Because so many companies are not doing the EPR work. In North India, the ITC, Hindustan Lever, such like a company only doing the EPR work. Who is monitoring the EPR work? Can you give the guidance?
Okay. I think Mr. Balakrishnan, you are my good friend, and
Yeah.
we know we know each other, and I'm so happy that now you are doing this with the Tambram Corporation, and
Yeah.
I have been orienting all the West entrepreneurs to go and meet you in Tirumudivakam, because you are the ones, you are the sole proprietor of all the plastic waste. This thing, yeah. Who is monitoring the EPR? Nobody.
Ah.
Nobody.
In
So now
nobody.
this question, as I told you, let us really have a separate discussion, and I will really invite my good friend in Pollution Control Board, and how we can really take it as a thing. Maybe I think we will also invite our previous regional director, who is Mr. Dandapani IAS, who can also be in our committee, so that we will really find a collaborative solution and a policy decision, and we'll give our recommendation to it. So I'm so happy that our discussion is really following up with many more such sub topics, and where we could really discuss in detail and take it forward.
For an example, in Tamil Nadu, the Achi Masala, the Sakti Masala, and Adayar Ananda Bhavan, such like this, these guys, they don't do any EPR work. So nearby Chennai, all the municipalities, panchayats, all are burning the
Plastics.
plastics. Yeah, I am personally visiting the, having the experience in my residence area, that is nearby Anagaputur, Tandalam, and Tarapakam, Tandalam, Redagatalai. These panchayats, small panchayats, they are burning. Yerambakam also burning. And they are simply, after the ash, they are pushing into Adayar river. So many things are happening, and in the bypass road, so much of materials they are throwing from the Tirumalisha Industrial Estate, Ambattur Industrial Estate, as well as the Tirumudivakam Industrial Estate. They are throwing this material in the service road, outer ring road, bypass road, this area, and in the night they are firing. It is so much of illegal happening. I can't give the pressure who I have to give a complaint, where I have to go and give a complaint. That's what I am. Instead of giving complaint, we will ask them to simulate the EPR. We ask
Yes.
them to.
Balakrishnan sir. Balakrishnan sir.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Balakrishnan sir, Suresh.
Yeah.
Suresh sir, Suresh. Hello. Yes. Sir, the right question you have raised. In fact, madam is also there, since she's talking about the separate session. Now, the small traders association, they are also raising the same voice. All of a sudden, the officers are coming and asking for single-use plastic, and they are, charging and fining and all that. But nobody is questioning this Haldirams and Adayar Anandabhavan and all these packets, which they do not have any quality. Nothing is there, and people are burning it. And everywhere you can see it is the one which is blocking the drainages. That's a question that's been raised by many people. That's the right question raised.
Yeah. So we need to have a separate session, and then we will really take it forward.
Final one request. We will have a meeting in a hotel for conference with registration fees also. We should have a meeting. That's my request. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the medium, sir, please go on, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, madam. In fact, I find it very useful lecture. I wish somehow that you get in touch with our Prime Minister, and this should be made as a national program. And probably I was thinking, why not we club it with the solar project, which he is going to take it up all over the India. I think
Yeah.
every village, at the village level, what you have developed, the system, we should collect all this waste and then make it as a useful product. That's a circular economy. It's simply said. And you have long experience, and then you have a big team working in many places. I think this should be taken to the attention of Prime Minister and then ensure that it is clubbed with the solar program, so that every house has got a program of not only collecting solar energy and also make use of the waste product. First is to minimize the product and segregate the product, as you rightly said.
Exactly.
That is the main root cause of it. And at least in Chennai, I don't see anything. Whereas in other countries, we segregate everything separately. 4 boxes are there with each color. But here, some other in this place, in all the metro cities, we should have this minimum program of collecting separate wet, dry, and then also aluminium separate, plastic separate.
Correct.
So I worked for Aditya Birla Group for 50 years. What we do is in cement plants, for example, in UltraTech Cement, we collect all the waste from industry, as well as even municipal waste. We put up a plant in Delhi to collect all the plants. But what happens was we aim for the plastic. Like plastic gives you the energy for our rotary kilns in the cement industry. But unfortunately, the rag pickers, what you call them as ambassadors, they take the most of the plastic out of it. So what we were left with was only the non-plastic waste, which has no energy input, no kilocal. So our project failed in Delhi because we put up a large project depending on Delhi Municipal Corporation to give us that. And that we take that, we make it into pellets, and that pellet we normally feed it into the rotary kiln of the cement industry. But even otherwise also in the cement industry, because at that high temperature, it doesn't matter, because whether it can burn plastic or it can burn anything, everything gets converted, and then there is no atmospheric pollution, because we run it at very high temperature. It's like incineration. So we collect many hazardous waste from Tamil Nadu. For example, Arirur factory near Trichy. We collect all hazardous waste from chemical industries, and then we burn it. So that is one way of destruction. But what you are doing is the recycle. That is more interesting, and that should be made in the every village level. Now, to make it village level, this must be brought to the attention of the Prime Minister, who is a good entrepreneur. In fact, I would put it this way: he encourages entrepreneurship in the small scale side. I think somehow that your idea should, your work should reach the Prime Minister of India, and that under him, some committee should be made where you are given one of the important posts, and this idea concept should be encouraged in every state, every village. It should be done. I think I'm very happy to be present and hear the lecture, and I requested to Mr. Gopi, if a copy of this lecture is circulated in WhatsApp, we will make it as a viral one. We will circulate everywhere. Thank you so much. It was a great opportunity for me to listen to you. And as you rightly said, I think we should have, yeah. Thank you so much.
Brilliant.
Hello.
It is brilliant. So it's brilliant. I think we will really make this. I think Mr. Gopi and all the other
ma'am.
members, distinguished members, let us really form a committee and then
Yes,
take it forward to our, Honorable Prime Minister, so that it is really, either the EPR or a plastic or segregation of waste at source. The first mantra is segregation of waste. If that is really done, most of the entrepreneurs could really form it. So let us really take it forward. Thank you for your suggestion.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello,
Thank you very much,
Daumani
sir.
here.
Yeah, please
Hello,
go on. Please go on. Please go on.
yeah, hello. Hello, madam. It was a very nice lecture. I am retired from BRC. You would have heard. I have 2 points to say. One is
Yeah,
you would have heard. You would have heard about Dr. Kale, who made all his
yeah,
contributions
very
towards
much,
this.
very much.
Yeah. His scheme of this Nisargruna for this waste management as well as obtaining
Yeah.
energy from this has become a very high success in the industrial area. But
Yeah.
the problem is it has not taken up so colorfully because of the capacity issue. And it could not be implemented in the household or community level because of the capacity issue. So I think the scheme, whatever you are telling, might be in a position to be managed at this lower level. So it should be definitely taken up in that scale. Second thing is regarding plastic, whatever you were telling, you would have heard about the latest Mivan type of technology for construction of flats, where
Correct.
actually instead of the conventional 9-inch to 10-inch wall, they go for 6-inch concrete for the outer
Exactly.
walls and then 4-inch 4-inch
Yeah.
concrete for the middle walls actually. So since these plastics are going to be waterproof, why don't we develop something including this plastic as the concrete, including the concrete, so that it innately becomes waterproofing, so that wherever the concreting comes or the road work comes, there must be a stipulation like how iodine is added in the salt as the iodized salt compulsorily. In the same way, plastic should be recycled and a percentage should be adapted to that. So this also can be thought of this line.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your 2 suggestions. I think it's a wonderful suggestion. As I told you, we will just, I just have made all points, and then, we will really circulate among all the members. Let us really form a committee, Mr. Gopi.
Sure, ma'am.
We can also discuss it. And then, this lecture session should not only end today. This is a
Yes.
70th lecture. So our other subcommittee is, we will really form a committee of advocacy committee, wherein we will take all these suggestions by our honorable members, those who have really beautifully really narrated all these things. We will put in, and then we will really knock the doors of the advocacy policy makers, and then we will succeed. And we
Thank
will
you.
really see our, honorable Prime Minister to really take our AAB, who are really very conscious to really make a responsible citizen in this country, to make this country a viable country to reach the sustainable development goal through this circular economy by all our members.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir. Ravina, please go on.
Badmaraj here. Really great presentation, madam. I would like to ask one question. In terms of recycling or circular economy, about the cloth, because nowadays the cloth consumption is too high. Okay,
Yeah.
plastic is somewhere extreme, but cloth consumption is too high because everybody is buying left and right cloth, but and it goes into waste. Can you just touch on that, how the circular economy will be used?
Yeah, I think in Chennai, what happened, there is an organization on Waste at 365. What they organize, lots of, a weekly shandy like. So all this, because nowadays the consumption of, clothes, I think I have not bought a single cloth for the last 4 years. Because even now, for the rest of my life, I don't think I would really buy it, because enough is there. But now the lifestyle, I think you have to live a simple lifestyle. Because of that, the amount of clothes is generated, textile clothing. I think now there are very good awareness going on, and it's not recycling, it's a reusing. So they are now, giving it to the many of the, they just, wash it thoroughly, and no infection will be there, and then put it as a second sales. This I have seen it, 40 years back in Delhi. if you go to Sarojini Market, there is a counter, where all the second-hand, clothes are available. So I think that kind of thing, we have to redo it again. And then the tailor-made waste. That is a very big issue which is really coming in, because after the tailors, cut it, because most of the garment industries, the amount of textile waste is coming is huge. I think some recent research is really going on. I have been following up all the research what is now in the textile industry. I think it is a very big issue. But as a consumer level, there are 3 organizations in Chennai who are really organizing weekly shandy, and they are giving it to many of the people, even the elite people, they just buy it.
Okay, thank you, madam. Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, go on. Next, Ravi, please.
Good afternoon, madam. Nice
Good
presentation, madam.
afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
I am part of AABN core committee, madam, and also I am part of Exnora Madurai, madam.
Oh,
We
Exnora Madurai. Okay.
Yeah.
Do
We
you
worked
know
with
Mr. Mohan?
we
Mr.
worked
Mohan?
with Pari sir and Subramaniam sir and Mohansundaram sir regarding the
Oh.
water bodies, madam.
Okay,
Now
okay.
Exnora doing lot of jobs, doing rental free Hitachi to all the villages, madam. Why don't you promote this circular economy and make village entrepreneurs in that area, madam? Because we are now regenerating the water bodies. Again, it
Yes.
should not be polluted. So there are a lot of volunteers there. So why don't you motivate them and make village waste entrepreneur, madam? It is easy, madam, because now I think 5 or 6 water bodies are works are going on. So why don't you try in that villages our circular economy and make village entrepreneurs? This is my humble request, madam. Thank you.
Sure, sure. You just, let me know about it. And surely, we will just make a waste entrepreneurs also. Because I was the first one who have to deseal the temple tank in Suryaman temple, which is really appearing in Center for Science and Environment article, Catch Water, So there, we have learned a lot of, lessons from that desilting water bodies. Similarly, I think I know Exnora is doing in Tambravarni, Internal Valley and Medar area, Madurai area. They're all doing a lot of work in it. I think they are, and you yourself are expert in it. You are a part of Exnora, and Exnora
No, we want your
volunteers.
guidance, madam. We want your guidance and
Sure, I'm always there. I am always there. Many of my Exnora colleagues, they know about me, and my email is there. My WhatsApp number is there. Kindly contact me. I'm always available for this noble cause.
Sure, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Jayakanthan sir, please go on, sir.
மங்களம் மேடம், ஜெயகாந்தன் பேசுறேன். நான் தமிழ்லயே பேசுறேன். ஏன்னா எல்லாருமே தமிழ்
தமிழ்லயே
பேசுறதுனால
பேசுங்க சார்.
தமிழ்லயே பேசுறேன். நான் ஏசியன் பெயிண்ட்ஸ்ல 15 வருஷமா இங்க கடலூர் ஃபேக்டரியில இருக்கேன். எங்களுது எக்ஸ்டெண்டட் ப்ரொடியூசர் ரெஸ்பான்சிபிலிட்டி இருக்கு. நாங்க வந்து பிளாஸ்டிக் வேஸ்ட் கலெக்ட் பண்ணி அந்த கவுண்டிங் எல்லாம் பண்றோம், எல்லாம் பண்றோம். இப்ப என்னன்னா மேடம், இந்த மைக்ரோ ஹேபிட் இன்கல்கேஷன் வந்து வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், அங்க பெரிய ப்ராப்ளமா இருக்கு. இந்த மாதிரி வில்லேஜ் லெவல் ஏரியாஸ்ல எப்படின்னா, நாங்க வந்து தூர்வாடுறோம், வருஷத்துக்கு ஒரு ஏரி தூர்வாடுறோம். அது வந்து ஒரு கொள்ளளவு ஒரு 30,000 கியூபிக் மீட்டர், அது ஃபுல்லா 40,000 அந்த மாதிரி ஏதோ அந்த அளவுக்கு ஜென்ரேட் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறமும் என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா, ஒரு 6 மாசம் கழிச்சு அங்க போய் பார்த்தா ஃபுல்லா பிளாஸ்டிக். பசங்க வர்றாங்க, எல்லாம் தண்ணி அடிக்கிறாங்க, இல்ல வந்து பவுச் போடுறாங்க. அப்படியே ஜென்ரேட் ஆயிட்டு அந்த டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூஷன் சேனல்ல பிளாக் ஆகுது. விவசாயத்துக்கு போற அந்த டிமாண்ட் சைடுக்கு போறதுல இந்த மாதிரி பிளாக் ஆகி நிக்குது. அதே மாதிரி கடலூர்ல ஒவ்வொரு தடவையும் பெரிய ரெயின் வந்தாலும் எல்லா சேனல்ஸும் அப்படியே பிளாக் ஆயிரும். அது கடலூர் கொஞ்சம் சீசனல் வேரியேஷன் வரும் இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரி டைம்ல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த மைக்ரோ ஹேபிட் அமங்ஸ்ட் தி பாப்புலேஷன் அட் த லோவர் ரங்ஸ் அந்த மாதிரி கொண்டு வராத வரைக்கும் நம்ம சப்ளை சைட்ல என்ன பண்ணாலும் அந்த டிமாண்ட் சைட்ல எப்படி குறைக்கிறது, அந்த ப்ராப்ளத்துக்கு என்னென்ன ஆல்டர்னேட் மெக்கானிசம் இருக்கு அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, இப்போ இளநீ குடிக்கிறோம், அந்த பிளாஸ்டிக் ஸ்ட்ரா இருக்கு, அது எங்க போகுதுன்னு தெரியல, அது எங்கேயாவது ஒருத்துல போகுதா, அது போய் மாட்டிக்குது. அந்த மாதிரி லெவல்ல நம்ம எப்படி இன்வால்வ் பண்ணி கொண்டு வர்றது அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, ஏசியன் பெயிண்ட்ஸ்ல இல்ல எங்கேயாவது கார்பரேட்ஸ்ல கூட நாங்க உங்க மாதிரி சஜஷன்ஸ் தான் இருந்துச்சுன்னா எடுத்துட்டு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு எஜுகேஷனல் லெவல்ல, வில்லேஜ் லெவல்ல, ஸ்கூல்ஸ் லெவல்ல ஒரு ஆர்கனைஸ் செட்டப் மாதிரி கொண்டு வந்து பண்றதுக்கு ஏதாவது ஏற்பாடு பண்ணலாம் மேடம். அது ஒண்ணு. ரெண்டாவது, இப்போ சர்க்குலர் எக்கானமினால நாங்க லேண்ட் ஃபில் பண்ணாம இருக்கணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு அசாடஸ் வேஸ்ட் எல்லாம் வந்து நானும் ஒரு 15 வருஷமா எல்லா சிமெண்ட் இண்டஸ்ட்ரிக்கும் கொடுத்துட்டேன் என்னோட அசாடஸ் வேஸ்ட். இது வரைக்கும் யாருமே வாங்கினது இல்லை. அது எதனாலன்னு தெரியல. அது சிமெண்ட் கில்ன் டெம்பரேச்சர் அவ்வளவு ஜாஸ்திங்கிறாங்க, அப்படிங்கிறாங்க, இப்படிங்கிறாங்க. we were willing to spend எல்லாம் பண்ணியும் கடைசியில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அந்த டிமாண்ட் சைட் ப்ராப்ளத்தை வந்து அது எப்படி அது அது யார்கிட்ட பேசுறது? நான் பொல்யூஷன் கண்ட்ரோல் ரெப்ரசென்ட் பண்ணேன், எல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டேன். ஸ்டேட் லெவல்ல போய் கைடன்ஸ் பியூரோ எல்லாம் பண்ணியாச்சு. ஆனா உங்க மாதிரி ஒரு ஆர்கனைஸ்டு பீப்புள் ஹூ காட் அ பேஷன் ஃபார் பேலன்சிங் போத் த சைட்ஸ் அந்த மாதிரி இருந்துச்சுன்னா இந்த அட்லீஸ்ட் இந்த இண்டஸ்ட்ரி லெவல் பொல்யூட்டன்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்கு இல்லைங்களா, அந்த லேண்ட் ஃபில்ல போகாம பண்றதுக்கு வி ஆர் ரெடி மேடம். அது கொஞ்சம் ரொம்ப யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும்னு எங்களுக்கு ஒரு தோணுது. தேர்ட் திங் வந்து இந்த பிளாஸ்டிக் கப்ஸுக்கு இப்போ ஃபேக்டரிக்கு யாராவது வராங்க, டக்குன்னு பிளாஸ்டிக் கப்ஸ் தான் கொடுக்குறோம், இல்லை அந்த லேமினேட்டட் கப்ஸ் இருக்கு, அது அப்படியே அக்யூமுலேட் ஆகுது. அதுக்கு ஏதாவது ஒரு ஈகோ ஃப்ரெண்ட்லி அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் ஏதாவது இருந்துச்சுன்னா அது மாதிரி ஏதாவது ட்ரை பண்ணி மெட்டீரியல் இல்லாம இது டிஸ்போசபிளாகவும் பண்ற மாதிரியான இது வாய்ப்புகள்லாம் இருந்துச்சுன்னா அது பண்ணுனா சர்க்குலர் எக்கானமிக்கு ரொம்ப யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும்னு என்னோட ஃபீலிங்ஸ் மேடம்.
ரொம்ப 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 நன்றி. நிச்சயமா வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம திருடனாக திறந்தா விட்டால் திருட்டை ஒழிக்க முடியாது, புரிஞ்சுதுங்களா? அதனால வந்து நம்ம மனுஷங்க நம்மளுடைய லைஃப் ஸ்டைல மாத்திக்கணும். அப்புறம் இன்னொன்னு வந்து எந்த ஒரு ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்றதாக இருந்தாலும் ஒரு தரம் தான் வருது ஐஇசிங்கிறது வந்து வருது. இந்த பட்ஜெட் போடுற போது கூட வந்து ஒரே ஒரு தரம் தான் வந்து இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் எஜுகேஷன் கம்யூனிகேஷன்ங்கிற அந்த ஒரு கேம்பெயின் வருது. இது வந்து ஒரு தரம் பண்ணக்கூடிய கேம்பெயின் இல்லை, தினம் 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 இது வந்து எல்லாருக்கும் போய் சேர்ந்துகிட்டே இருக்கணும். அது வந்து இதுதான் வந்து நான் சொன்னாலும் எந்த ஒரு ப்ரப்போசல் நான் எழுதினாலும் நான் சொல்லுவேன், we have to really have continuous education so that the messages go into the minds. ஏன்னா இன்னைக்கு 4 பேர்ட்டு சொல்லுவோம், ஒருத்தர் கேட்பாங்க, 3 பேர் கேட்க மாட்டாங்க. ஸோ அதனால வந்து கண்டினியூஸ் எஜுகேஷன் அண்ட் அவேர்னஸ் இஸ் அ மஸ்ட். அது சோர்ஸ் எக்ரிகேஷன் பண்ணாலே போறோம், 90% ஆஃப் த ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் வில் பி சால்வ்ட். அப்புறம் இன்னொன்று பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, நம்மளே வந்து நம்மளுடைய கான்ஃபரன்சஸ்க்கு இந்த டிஸ்போசபிள் கப்ல கொடுக்கறது, பாட்டில் வாட்டர் கொடுக்கறது, அதையெல்லாம் மாற்றணும். இதுக்குதான் வந்து இப்போ என்னன்னா, இப்போ எங்களுடைய ஒன் ஆஃப் த சிஸ்டர் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் வந்து அவங்க என்ன பண்றாங்க, பர்த்தன்வாலி அவங்களுடைய பேரே வந்து நம்ம டென்ட் இதெல்லாம் கொடுக்குறாங்க இல்லையா, அவங்க இது வாடகைக்கு கொடுக்குறாங்க. வந்து ஸ்டீல் கப்ஸ், ஸ்டீல் இது அதெல்லாமே வந்து நல்ல சுத்தமா கழுவி அவங்க வந்து அந்த இதுக்கு வந்து அவங்க இது ஒரு ஆண்டர்பிரினர்ஷிப் வந்து அவங்க பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறாங்க வந்து. ஸோ திஸ் கேன் பி டன். அப்புறம் இன்னொன்று வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா, உங்களுடைய எல்லா இதுவுமே பாத்தீங்கன்னா கடலூர்ல நீங்க பக்கத்துல பாண்டிச்சேரி இருக்கு, பாண்டிச்சேரியில டாக்டர் சுடலைங்கிறவங்க இருக்கிறாங்க யூனிவர்சிட்டியில. கைண்ட்லி மேக் a note of it. I will also share the number to Mr. Gopi who can really circulate. So he is really passionate about this, involving the students to make this waste management to be going to all the people in different sectors and everything, so that அவங்க மூலமாகவும் நம்ம வந்து இது மாதிரி நிறைய வந்து ரிசர்ச் பேக்கப் பண்ணி கண்டினியூஸா இதை வந்து நம்ம ப்ரொபகேட் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கணும். பட் ஃபைனலா பாத்தீங்கன்னா வேஸ்ட்ங்கிறது வந்து ஒரு பொலிட்டிக்கல் ப்ராப்ளம். அதை நம்ம வந்து ரொம்ப பேலன்ஸா தான் அதை நம்ம வந்து டீல் பண்ணி ஆகணும். அதை பண்றதுக்கு வந்து நம்ம நிச்சயமா எல்லாருமே முயற்சிக்கலாம்.
ரொம்ப தேங்க்ஸ் மேடம். தேங்க்ஸ் மை ஃப்ரெண்ட் கோபி. ஸோ தேங்க்ஸ் லாட்.
தேங்க்யூ. எஸ் சார், செந்தில் சுவாமிநாதன், செந்தில் சுவாமி, பிரதாப்.
Hello, ma'am. Very good afternoon, ma'am.
Very good afternoon.
First of all, thank you for such a illuminative lecture and taking us to waste management and circular economy. During the course of the lecture, you have touched upon seaweed cultivation and their importance and how the oxygen is being generated. I would like to know about your project involvement and who are the core people who are involved in the cultivation of seaweeds, and what are the species they are cultivating, and whether this material is available for selling.
Sure. Actually, they are doing export quality because they are making many of the pharmaceutical byproducts from this seaweed. My involvement was only to give self-help groups to them because it is a livelihood option through State Bank of India, and it's a very big company. Earlier, he was with PepsiCo because they were the ones who were doing the seaweed cultivation. Now, Mr. Abhiram Seth, who is the proprietor of that company, I will share his number and his company and all the research data. You can really take it from him. I will talk to him and then get his consent, and then I will share his details to Mr. Gopi, and Mr. Gopi can in turn, give it to you. Because seaweed,
Definitely, ma'am. Ma'am,
a lot
this
of
is like,
exploration we need to do it.
ma'am, this is about Aqua Agri. They are doing their own extraction and nutrient manufacturing from seaweeds as well, right?
Aqua Agri is different one. This is a different company.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So it'll be very helpful for me if you can share,
I will share the number. I'll share the number. Because if you go to LinkedIn, he has just given this research data, because he's exporting it also. Mr. Abhiram Seth and Dhanushree Seth, they have a very big team for the research. So earlier I was associated with them, for all the industries as a supply chain, one of the either the self-help groups, because I'm more interested in livelihood options for all these underprivileged women. So that's how, I have come into contact. So I'm in touch with him. I'll talk to him and I'll share his contact number to you, and you can further,
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, organizers, for your wonderful lecture. It would be a pleasure if you can continue with, other things. Today we were, talking a lot about recycling plastics and other stuffs. And the upcoming weeks, if you can arrange and discuss and take this further, it will be very useful for everyone and useful for the society as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pratap.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Pratap. I'm running a company called Kana Mattress. We are into sustainable bedding products. We make mattresses using kapo cotton. Tamilla elavum panjila metta talani idalam pannittirukom. Of late, there is a lot of influx of, ma'am, synthetic mattresses, polyurethane, latex, polystyrene, whatever it is. So when we are talking about single-use plastics, even these mattresses or these pillows, after their lifetime is over, so they are being thrown into, either for landfilling or it has to go to incinerator. So is there any viable solution for that, those kind of products? Because the product I'm selling, it's naturally organic and biodegradable. But while the other things are plastic, plastic and vulcanized rubber. So is there any action you are taking or working on those kind of items, ma'am?
I think regarding this mattress, I think Lucknow-based company or a Delhi, I think they have the option. Let me go through my data bank, and then I will share it with you. Right now I don't have the address with me, but I will share it with you.
Fine, ma'am. All right, ma'am. Because
as I told you,
how I see is like when people go to more sustainable products, then there is no need to go for recycle or upcycle. I mean, of course, there are few applications or certain things where we cannot avoid use of plastics, but wherever it is possible, they can be replaced. And we have natural alternatives. That is what I would like to emphasize here.
Sure.
And is there any projects or provisions given for companies by the government who are making this kind of sustainable products, ma'am?
Of course, there are many, I think, at the micro level. If you really see it in Coimbatore, like Purudampalayam, they are doing excellent work. I think here in Karangudi Town Panchayat, they are doing it. Then in IIT, there is a research park. In the research park, they are really coming out with many innovative things, and they had called out many proposals. And for the waste management, I think they have a very big, provision now, for the innovations and then the research, IIT Research Park. So
Fine,
maybe
ma'am.
I think we could contact them.
Yeah, I will
be
get in touch with the IIT Research Park, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anyone else has a question? Yeah. Anyone else has a question?
Can I speak?
One last question I have.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Uh,
Go ahead.
Madam,
Hello?
since you were touching upon this, hello?
Hello,
Hello, madam?
Please go on. Please go on.
Yeah, we are listening.
Yeah, since you have touched about this MOEF also, I understand that in 2021 December, there has been one MOU between CPCB as well as IIT Kanpur regarding revisiting the norms as well as the limits and procedures and all. So by now, almost another 2.5 years are over. That time was only 12 months MOU time. Is there any changes which has been notably brought in to restrict the use of plastics and other things?
There is no
Pollutants.
change. There is no change.
There is no change. So sad.
See, there are so many things, which is really very hurting to me also personally. There are many things which could have really happened in a sustainable manner, but unfortunately, I do not know whom to blame. I think that is the reason, instead of blaming it, I think let's all have a collaborative effort. Like-minded people, let's all join together and we will take it to the government of India, how it can be really solved. I think Mr. Gopi has a larger role now in it to really organize this small committee. So then, we will really take it forward.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Gopi sir.
Nice. This time,
Can I speak? Can I say something?
Please go on. Please go on.
Okay. 3 days back, I'm part of Anna University's Center for Composite Material. We're developing a lot of composite material. Unfortunately, people think it is plastic. It is thermoset plastic, which means it doesn't degrade at all. When people say, oh, it doesn't degrade, I ask, do rocks degrade? Why you are not worried about rocks being, existing for a million? Why you are worried that only plastic means it should degrade? It should be harmful. I don't know why, but we are into composites in a big way. Thanks to our Vice Chancellor. He's also an alumni of Annamalai University, Professor Velraj. So we have set up the Center for Composite Materials. What I'm coming to is, we had a gentleman called Mr. Dushyant Parikh from Ahmedabad. And just like the apprehension of Padmarajan, he works with an NGO in trying to dispose of textile waste. So I just want to share this data. He's talking of maybe 200 million tons or something like that worldwide. And it's available. Acrylic is available. Textile waste, acrylic is available for 3 rupees per kilo.
Oh.
Polyester waste is available for 8 rupees a kilo. So he came and was asking whether we can develop some products using this waste. I'm sharing this information in the forum because anybody who has an idea of how to dispose of acrylic and polyester textile waste, we are welcoming them to interact with the Center for Composite Materials, Anna University, headed by Professor Sangeeta. She is the director of that center. I am also playing an advisory role in that. So any member can give an idea how acrylic and polyester textile waste can be disposed of. And we are talking of millions of tons. So they are ready to ship from all over the world. So,
very good.
Yeah. So this is the information I want to share. Somebody can give a suggestion for making some products out of it. We would welcome them. Thank you. Thank you.
Very good information. I think in Anna University, they also have a climate studio. So Dr. Kurian Joseph is heading that. So maybe I think, we can really meet Dr. Sangeeta.
Yeah.
And really we will there are many NGOs who are really looking for a good source of this kind of information. Yeah. Thanks for sharing this information. And I will just, pass it on to Dr. Sangeeta, to the other NGO who is wanting to do textile waste.
She is a polymer chemist, basically. but also a
Okay.
mechanical engineer. She has done a PhD in manufacturing energy. So the Vice Chancellor has created a new center for composite materials, because Anna University is very big in drones, in windmill, in products for railways and other infrastructure products. So we feel composites is going to be the next future material of the future. And unfortunately, it is equated to thermoformed plastics, which can be recycled. Thermoset plastics are normally not recyclable. You can only incinerate it. But we are clubbed together. Everybody clubs everything together and says, "Oh, plastic." As you rightly pointed out, you cannot avoid plastics. Plastics are going to be the future. How we manage it matters. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for your information.
வணக்கம் கோபிநாத் சார். வணக்கம், சதானந்தம் கரூர்ல இருந்து. இதுல அண்ணா யூனிவர்சிட்டில இருந்து பேசியிருந்தாரு இல்லைங்களா, அதுக்கு சொல்யூஷன் வந்து பார்ட்டிஷன் வால் மாதிரி பிளாக்கா அவர் பண்ணி கொடுத்தாருனாலே போதும். வீடுகளுக்கு வைக்க வேண்டிய செங்கலே தேவையில்லை, அதுக்கு பதிலாக இதை உபயோகப்படுத்திக்கலாம். அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணலாம். அது மட்டும் இல்ல, மேடம் சொன்னாங்க இல்லைங்களா, முதல்ல உதயமூர்த்தியும் அவரு நம்ம அப்துல் கலாம் ஐயாவும் மாணவர்கள்ட்ட தான் போனாங்க. இந்த விஷயத்த நம்ம மாணவர்களுக்கு 1ஆவதுல இருந்தே சொல்ல ஆரம்பிக்கணுங்க. அப்பதான் வந்து இதை கொண்டு வர முடியுமே தவிர, இல்லைன்னா நம்ம எல்லாம் இங்கேயே புலம்பிட்டு இருக்க வேண்டியதான். அங்கெல்லாம் டெல்லிக்கெல்லாம் போய் சேராது, சென்னையில இருக்கிற போர்ட்டுக்கும் போய் சேராது, நம்ம மட்டும் பேசிக்கிட்டே இருக்கலாம். அதனால என்ன யூஸ் இல்லை. நானும் 35 வருஷமா பார்த்துட்டேன். நவ் ஐ ஆம் இன் இந்த மூட்ல தான் இருக்கேன். ஒண்ணுமே பண்ண முடியாது இப்ப நம்மளால, அவ்வளவுதான் அப்படிங்கிற மூடுக்கு தான் வந்திருக்குமே தவிர, மேல மறுபடியும் மேல கொண்டு போங்கிற இதுல இல்லை. ஸோ அதனால மாணவர்கள்ட்ட இருந்து ஆரம்பிப்போம், ஏதாவது சொல்றதை சொல்லிக்கிட்டே இருப்போம். அவங்க இந்த சின்ன பாட்டில் வச்சு குடிச்சிட்டு தூக்கி வீசிட்டு போறாங்க ரோட்ல. இதே வந்து ஜப்பான்லயும் சிங்கப்பூர்லயும் அது மாதிரி பண்ண முடியாதுல்ல. அவங்கெல்லாம் வந்து தே ஆர் ரியலி கிரீன் அம்பாசிடர்ஸ். அவங்க தான் அப்படி இருக்காங்க. நன்றி நன்றி.
கோபி சார் வணக்கம். மேடம், என் பேர் மீனாட்சி நாராயணன், நான் சிவகாசியில இருந்து பேசுறேன். உங்க லெக்சர் என்னால பண்ண முடியல, கொஞ்சம் தோட்டத்துல கொஞ்சம் பிஸியா இருந்தேன். இப்போ Q&A ஆன்சர்ல நல்லா வாட்ச் பண்ணிட்டு தான் இருக்கேன். ஸோ நீங்க பண்ற ஸ்டெப்புக்கு வந்து நான் இனிஷியலா எங்களுக்கு 12 ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் தமிழ்நாட்டில் ரன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன் மேடம். நீங்க ஒரு சின்ன ரைட்டப் மாதிரி கொடுத்து அதை நீங்க எனக்கு வாட்ஸ்அப் பண்ணா கூட நான் அதை பிரிண்ட் பண்ணி வர்ற பேஷண்டோட கூட வர்றவங்களுக்கு நாங்க சர்க்குலேட் பண்றோம் மேடம். ஏன்னா எங்களால முடிஞ்சதா பண்ணோம். அது போக பிஎம்ஓ ஆஃபீஸ்ல உங்களுக்கு என்ன வேணாலும் நாங்க பண்ணித்தரோம் மேடம். நான் மெயில் ஐடி உங்களுக்கு அனுப்பியிருக்கேன், நீங்க கொஞ்சம் அனுப்பி விடுங்க. நாங்க உங்களுக்கு எப்போ அப்பாயின்மெண்ட், ஏன்னா எலெக்ஷன்ல இப்போ பிஸியா இருப்பாங்க. இப்ப கூட நான் வெனஸ்டே கூட ஒரு முக்கியமான நாள் மீட் பண்றேன். நீங்க அனுப்பி விட்டீங்கன்னா நான் கண்டிப்பா உங்களுக்கு அப்பாயின்மெண்ட் வாங்கி தரேன் மேடம். நாட் அ இஷ்யூ.
See, we have got such a noble, professional with us.
இல்ல அதே மாதிரி தான் மேடம். கரூர்காரர் சொன்னா கரெக்டா இருக்கு. இப்ப பேசினாங்களா கரூர்காரரு, கரெக்டா நீங்க சொன்ன மாதிரி 1ஆம் கிளாஸ் சொன்னாரு. நம்ம ப்ரீகேஜில இருந்தே நீங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணணும். ப்ரீகேஜிலே அந்த இது பண்றாங்கல்ல, அதுல வெளியே வந்து ஒரு போர்டு மாதிரி நீங்க ரெடி பண்ணி, இல்ல நீங்க ரெடி பண்ணி மட்டும் கொடுங்க. நாங்க முடிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு நர்ஸ் இந்த ஸ்கூல், இப்ப இந்த ப்ரீ ஸ்கூல் இருக்கு பாத்தீங்களா, ப்ரீ ஸ்கூலுக்கு முன்னால நம்ம ஒரு போர்டு மாதிரி நம்ம நீங்க என்ன செய்யணும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்களோ அதை வச்சுக்குவோம். ஸோ லெட் இட் பி ரீச் கிட்ஸ், அதாவது ப்ரீகேஜி கிட்ஸுக்குல இருந்தே ரீச் ஆகிற மாதிரி வச்சிடலாம் மேடம். எல்லா ஸ்கூல்லயுமே வச்சிடலாம்.
உங்களோட கான்டாக்ட் அண்ட் உங்களோட இமெயில் அட்ரஸும் அனுப்பிச்சு
நான் கொடுத்துறேன்.
அது போக நம்ம எங்க அண்ணாமலை யூனிவர்சிட்டி ஸ்டாஃப் நம்ம கொலீகே ஒரு கார்த்திகேயன் சொல்லி மேடம், அவங்க என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா எல்லா ரெஸ்டாரண்ட் இண்டஸ்ட்ரீஸுக்குமே வந்து ஒரு இது கொடுக்குறாங்க. ஆக்சுவலா ஒரு சர்டிபிகேஷன் தமிழ்நாடு ஃபுல்லா, இந்தியா ஃபுல்லா. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சர்டிபிகேஷன் கொடுக்கலாம்னு சொல்லி இந்த மாதிரி எல்லா இண்டஸ்ட்ரியிலுமே இந்த மாதிரி பிளாஸ்டிக்ஸ் இது எல்லாத்தையுமே ரெக்கவர் பண்றவங்களுக்கு இந்த சர்டிபிகேஷன் கொடுத்து அவங்க அதை ஒரு மாதிரி மாடிஃபை பண்ணி நீங்க சொன்ன மாதிரி ஆளை வச்சு மானிட்டர் பண்ணா இட் வில் பி வெரி குட் மேடம். தேங்க்யூ.
நீங்க தான் பிஎம்ஓ ஆபீஸ்ல இருக்கீங்கல்ல, நாம நிச்சயமா நம்ம பண்ணிடலாம் அதெல்லாம்.
கண்டிப்பா. ஓகே, டெஃபினட்டா.
Our link is you. Now we have found the link.
Okay, definitely I will do it madam. Not a problem. Thank you madam.
அததான் நான் சர்ச் பண்ணிட்டே இருந்தேன், நான் யாரா நம்ம கரெக்டான லிங்க் கிடைக்கணுமேன்ட்டு.
இல்ல நீங்க கொடுங்க, நான் I will do my level best immediately. Okay madam. Thank you.
கோபி சார்.
Yes.
2 நிமிஷம் சுரேஷ் பேசுறேன். 2 நிமிஷம் எடுத்துக்கலாம்.
Please go on sir. Please go.
Okay. நான் 2 விஷயம் மேடம். being an NGO, நமக்கு NGO நெட்வொர்க்ல நம்ம UNDP இருந்து ஒர்க் பண்றதுனால there are many NGOs who are having this the concept called mercy box. ஒன் ஆஃப் த என்ஜிஓஸ் முன்னப்பாக்கத்தில் இருக்காங்க. மதர் தெரசா சேரிட்டபிள் ட்ரஸ்ட்னு பெரிய ஷெல்ஃப் வச்சிருக்காங்க, ஓப்பன் ஷெல்ஃப். ஸோ இந்த வேஸ்ட்டை வந்து நாங்கள் சும்மா என்ன பண்ணுறதுன்னு தெரியல, காட்டன் வேஸ்ட் இருக்குன்னு நினச்சிங்கன்னா வாஷ் பண்ணிட்டு மடிச்சு அங்கே கொண்டு வச்சா போதும். தோஸ் பீப்புள் அங்கே வந்து டெய்லி பீப்புள் தே ஆர் கமிங் and they are picking up whatever they want the dress. So that way, one of the ways we can recycle our clothes rather throwing it on the garbage and making it clumsy thing. எல்லா ஊர்லயுமே இருக்கு. திருச்சியில பெரிய ஆஸ்பத்திரி பக்கத்துலேயே ஒரு மெர்சி பாக்ஸ் இருக்கு, பெரிய கார்பரேஷன் வச்சிருக்காங்க. So you can check with the NGOs who are having that mercy boxes. So if you think the cotton waste is one of your problems, you can wash it and then fold it and then you can keep it. Whatever thing they will be using for some purpose. That's one thing. Number two, we have been talking about sensitizing the youth. நாங்கள் ஏற்கனவே இப்போ ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் முடிஞ்சு இப்போ லான்ச் பண்ண போகிறோம். I have been working with the UNICEF team. உங்களுக்கு சொல்லியிருக்கலாம் மேடம், இப்போ இந்த கிளைமேட் சேஞ்ச் நாங்கள் தமிழ்நாடு முழுவதும் கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 30 காலேஜில் போய் இப்போ கிளாஸ் எடுத்திருக்கிறோம். ஸோ த ஐடியா இஸ் வாட் ஐ ஹவ் மூட்டட் அவுட். நெக்ஸ்ட் ஜென்ரேஷன் நம்மளோட இடத்துக்கு இந்த 10 வருஷத்துல இப்போ இருக்கிற யூத் வந்துருவாங்க, அவங்க இடத்துக்கு இப்போ இருக்க சில்ட்ரன் வந்துருவாங்க. ஸோ வி ஹேவ் டு ட்ரெயின் த யூத் டு சென்சிடைஸ் த சில்ட்ரன். எஸ்பெஷலி இந்த 10th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் அண்ட் 11th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் 12th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் சில்ட்ரனுக்கு இப்பயே அவங்க வந்து கொடுக்கணும்னு சொல்லிதான் ஒரு 30 காலேஜுக்கு நான் விசிட் பண்ணியிருக்கிறேன். அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி ஹெல்த் மினிஸ்ட்ரியில் ஒரு மேனுவல் பண்ண சொன்னாங்க. ஸோ ஐ ஹவ் ப்ரிப்பேர்ட் த மேனுவல். தி ஹெல்த் மினிஸ்ட்ரி இஸ் நவ் ரிவ்யூயிங் தட். ப்ராப்ளி நெக்ஸ்ட் மந்த் யூ வில் பி ரிலீசிங் அ ட்ரைனிங் மாடல். ஸோ தட் இஸ் ஃபார் த யூத். அது என்ன பண்ணணும், ஒரு 1000 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் அக்ராஸ் த ஸ்டேட் வி ஆர் கோயிங் டு செலக்ட். எல்லா காலேஜஸ்லேருந்து எடுக்க போகிறோம். அவங்களை 3 நாள் ட்ரெயின் பண்ணி in turn they will train the youth in their respective districts. So that's one thing. Simultaneously, one more manual has been developed for the medical officers to understand. For example, இப்போ ரீசெண்டாக March 15th அன்னைக்கு SRMல இருந்து ஒரு 50 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸை வர வச்சிருந்தோம். எல்லா ஸ்ட்ரீம்ல இருந்தும், இன்ஜினியரிங், மெடிசன், பயோடெக்னாலஜி, லா, அக்ரிகல்ச்சர், மீடியா, ஆர்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் சயின்ஸ் எல்லா இதுலேருந்து ரெப்ரசென்ட் பண்ணி ஒரு 50 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸை வர வச்சு then we made them to go டிரான்செக்ட் வாக் பண்ண சொன்னோம். என்டையர் ஏரியா புலிக்காட் லேக் வாக் பண்ணிட்டு வந்து நிறைய அப்சர்வ் பண்ணி சொன்னாங்க, எங்க குப்பை சேர்ந்து இருக்குது, எங்க இது இருக்குது, ஹீட்னால என்னென்ன மாதிரியான பிரச்சனைகள் இருக்கு, அதெல்லாம் இன்வால்வ் பண்ணி. ஸோ தெர் இஸ் அ டீம் ஒர்க்கிங் ஆன் இட். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், இங்கே திருச்சியில பிஷப் பீபர் காலேஜில் there are 30 clubs are there on various forms they are working. 30 clubs. ஒரு ஆடியோ விஷுவல் கிளப் கூட இருக்கு, இதெல்லாம் கொடுக்குற வச்சு அவங்க பண்றாங்க. ஸோ யூத் ஆர் வெரி மச் பர்டிகுலர். ஒன்லி திங் இஸ் வி ஹேவ் டு டைரக்ட் தம் இன் அ ரைட் வே. ஸோ AABN இப்போ நம்மளாம் சேர்ந்து நீங்க சப்போர்ட் பண்றதா இருந்ததுன்னா, இவங்க டீமே பெரிய டீம் மேடம். இவங்க ரொம்ப ஹம்பிளா இருக்காங்க. இவங்க இதுல நிறைய மினிஸ்டர்ஸ்லாம் இருக்காங்க. நம்ம ஃபைனான்ஸ் மினிஸ்டரே இவங்க பேட்ச் தான். தங்கம் தென்னரசு இவங்க கோபி சாரோட கிளாஸ்மேட் தான். ஸோ இவங்க பெரிய பெரிய ஆளுங்கெல்லாம் கையில வச்சிருக்காங்க. இவங்க நினைச்சாங்கன்னா செய்யலாம். ஸோ இவங்க சப்போர்ட் பண்ணாங்கன்னா டெஃபினெட்லி we can the same thing what I did for UNICEF, the same thing we can adopt for the waste management. And but the consumption what you said, no, that's a SDG 12 has to be. ஏன்னா யூத்துக்கு இப்போ தெரியல, வேற ஏதாவது வாங்கிடுறாங்க, ஆனா அதை வேஸ்ட் ஆகுதுங்கிறது தெரிய மாட்டேங்குது. இதை நம்ம வந்து இன்சிஸ்ட் பண்ணி நம்ம கொண்டு போகணும். ஸோ தீஸ் ஆர் த 2 things. ஸோ ஐ எம் ரிக்வஸ்டிங் கோபி சார் அண்ட் AABN. நாங்கள் வந்து மேடம் வந்து என்னுடைய மென்டர். வி ஹவ் பீன் ஒர்க்கிங் ஃபார் த பாஸ்ட் 30 years டுகெதர் ரைட் ஃப்ரம் Canada days. அண்ட் ஒன்று மாற்றி வில் பி கீப் ஆன் டாக்கிங் அண்ட் தென் இன்னோவேட்டிங் நியூ திங்ஸ் அண்ட் ஆல் தட். இன்ஃபேக்ட் நான் டீச் பண்ணும்போது மேடம் வந்து எக்ஸ்னோரா பொங்கலுக்கு என்னோட ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் கூட்டிட்டு மெடிக்கல் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் அவங்களாம் இன்னைக்கு நல்ல வேர்ல்டு லெவலில் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஸோ த நாலேஜ் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் இஸ் ஒன் ஆஃப் த வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் திங் டு பி பாஸ் ஆன் டு த யூத். AABN, if you come forward with kind of infrastructure, definitely expert like us, we are ready to cooperate and give our best to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Suresh.
Mr. Gopi sir, இப்போ என்ன மெம்பரை நீங்க சேர்த்துக்கணும்.
Sure ma'am, why not?
உங்களுடைய இதுல என்ன மெம்பரை சேர்த்துக்கங்க.
கண்டிப்பா மேம், without a doubt மேம்.
வணக்கம் மிஸ்டர் கோபி சார். இந்த இல்லைங்களா, இந்த பழைய துணிகள் வாங்கி வச்சு அந்த மெர்சி இதுலாம் தயவு செய்து எங்களை வந்து அவமானப்படுத்தாதீர்கள்.
இல்ல கண்டிப்பா
அந்த துணிகள் இருங்க நான் சொல்றேன். இது மாதிரி நாங்க கரூர்ல எல்லாம் வச்சிருக்கிறோம், எல்லாம் வச்சு எல்லாம் பார்த்தாச்சு. அதெல்லாம் வேண்டாம். அதற்கு பதிலாக அந்த துணிகளை அப்படியே நூலா கன்வெர்ட் பண்ண முடியும், பஞ்சாக்கி நூலாக்கி அதையே ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷா பண்ண முடியும். அப்படிதான் நம்ம பண்ணணுமே தவிர இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் பண்ண வேண்டாம். அதுதான் என்னுடைய இதுங்க வேண்டுகோள். ஏன்னா இப்ப பெட் பாட்டிலுக்கு வந்திருக்கு, இப்ப கரூர்ல தான் நண்பர் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறாரு. அதே மாதிரி இதுவும் பண்ண முடிஞ்சதுன்னா ரொம்ப நல்லது. அது மாதிரி தான் இருக்கணும். நன்றி.
Thank you for your humanitarian concern.
மேடம் நான் ஆக்சுவலா முன்னாடி இந்த கிளாத் பத்தி கேட்டப்போ விஸ்வநாத் சார் இப்போ டச் அப் பண்ணாரு. ஐ வுட் லைக் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பிகாஸ் எனக்கு ஐடியா இல்லை. இந்த கிளாத்தை வந்துட்டு டு டூ த சர்க்குலர் எக்கனாமி வி கேன் பிரிங் இட் பேக் டு அனதர் கிளாத் இல்லை. இட்ஸ் பேசிக்கலி த்ரெட் அண்ட் என்ன ஃபைபர் அது மாதிரி பண்றதுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி ரிசர்ச் பண்ணி ஏதாவது அவைலபிளா மேடம் சொல்யூஷன் ஆஸ் யூ அவர் எஸ்பெஷலி எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஐ ஃபீல் ஐ டோன்ட் நோ வெதர் ஐ எம் கரெக்ட். இப்போ இந்த கிளாத் காட்டன் கிளாத் எல்லாத்தையும் ஜங்க் வேஸ்ட் ஆயிருது. ஓகே, ஆஸ் லாங் அஸ் இட் இஸ் ரீயூசபிள் இட்ஸ் குட். அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு சடன் கண்டிஷனுக்கு அப்புறம் டோன் ஆகி ரீயூஸ் பண்ண முடியாது. அதை வந்து நம்ம ஜீன்ஸ் கிளாத் அந்த மாதிரிலாம் பண்ணலாம் தானே என்னோட ஒப்பீனியன்ல. பட் ஐ டோன்ட் நோ.
Can I answer that question?
Yes sir, yes sir, please sir, you are great sir, thank you.
It's not cheap. Reusing, it's very difficult to sort out and make it to the basic. For udaharanam vandu there is a video circulating about PET bottles being recycled to make t-shirts. Have you watched that video? A lot of it's circulating virally.
Yes sir, I heard sir.
But guess what, it is much cheaper to actually make yarn from virgin material.
Correct.
இது எப்படி மார்க்கெட் நீங்க how is this company able to market na அவங்க வந்து ரீசைக்கிள்டு பெட்னு சொல்லி they get a premium price. they get அதனால தான் நிறைய பிரைஸ் கிடைக்கிறதுனால தான் அது வயபிளாவே இருக்கு. அதர்வைஸ் வர்ஜின் மெட்டீரியல்ல இருந்து பெட் த்ரெட் தயாரிக்கிறது தான் சீப்பர். அதே மாதிரி காட்டன் வந்து வர்ஜின்ல இருந்து பண்றது தான் சீப்பர். நீங்க ரீசைக்கிள் பண்றது யூஸ் இல்லையா? நீங்க உங்க நம்ம வீட்டு பொண்ணு கல்யாணத்துக்கு நாங்க வந்து பழைய பட்டு புடவை யார்கிட்டயோ வாங்கி கட்டினோம்னு சொன்னோம், யாரோ கல்யாணம் பொண்ணை கொடுப்பா பையனை கொடுப்பாங்களா? அது வந்து வராது. பிகாஸ் ஒன்லி புவர் பீப்புளுக்கு, ஒன்லி டெஸ்டிடியூட்ஸுக்கு கொடுக்கலான்னு தான் மைண்ட் செட் இருக்கே ஒழிய நீங்க வந்து நல்லா வாஷ் பண்ணி you put it in boiling water and completely sanitize பண்ணா கூட அடுத்தவன் போட்ட ஷர்ட்டை போடுறதா? புதுசு தான் போடணும், பழசை எரிக்கணும்.
கரெக்ட். நான் என்னோட ஐடியா என்னன்னா சார், இந்த கிளாத்ல இருந்து why not we generate another cloth, jeans cloth.
The cost will be very high.
I understand.
The cost of recycling is very high, ma'am. If I'm wrong, you please correct me, because this video is going viral. Pet bottle la irundhu t-shirt பண்ணலாம்னு எல்லாரும் கேக்குறாங்க. It's I'm sorry to say, it's cheaper to make from virgin material the pet fiber. இது வந்து recycled plasticங்கிறதுக்கு the buy it, pay a premium. Like for example, gated community recycle பண்ணுவீங்களா வாட்டர்னு கேக்குறாங்க. It is cheaper to tankerல fresh water கொண்டு வரது cheaper. Recycling of wastewater is not cheap. It's actually more expensive.
Absolutely correct.
But you must have a social conscious nala people now gated communities la kekranga, can you recycle the water? It is actually better to dispose of, let mother earth do its cleaning, and you take fresh water. Is cheaper actually. Same way clothes also.
Thank you sir, thank you, nice insight, thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Please go on.
See, sir, actually problem என்ன அப்படின்னா, நமக்கு வந்து பிளாஸ்டிக்ல ப்ராப்ளமே பிளாஸ்டிக்கோட ஸ்ட்ரென்த்ன்ற மாதிரி நம்மளுடைய ரிசர்ச் போகணும். That is, plastic is not degradable. That means plastic will live for longer. Use that property only for the purpose of managing it for its further life. So இப்போ ஒரு வீடு கட்டணும் அப்படின்னாலோ இல்ல மீதி வேற ஏதாவது கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் வேணும் அப்படின்னாலோ, along with the plastic and then recovered materials from the old cloths, we have to make some construction materials which should be used. இதைத்தான் நான் அப்பையில இருந்து சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன். That is the only way. The negative point of this material should be used as the positive thing for to be exploited for further use. அந்த மாதிரி சுத்தமான ஒரு உருமாற்றம் பண்ணா மட்டும்தான் that will be easily acceptable in the society.
So I am in composites. I am in last 30 years. Problem with building construction, load bearing வராது. உங்களுக்கு traditional building material load bearing capacity is very difficult to achieve through plastic products. வேணா பார்ட்டிஷன் பண்ணலாம், ஒரு கடைக்கோ இல்லை ஒரு ஆஃபீஸ்க்கோ ஒரு பார்ட்டிஷன் பண்ணலாம். Very difficult to make it a load bearing material. That to wind load, it's very difficult to make. Steel and concrete compare பண்ணும்போது very difficult to get the same properties. Adan problem.
Okay,
yes. Load bearing has gone. Load bearing will be taken care of by the pillars as well as beams. நமக்கு தேவை வெறும் பார்ட்டிஷன் வால் தான். இப்போலாம் வீடுனாலே பில்லர்ஸ் அண்ட் பீம்ஸ் தானே.
இல்ல அவுட் சைடு இதுல வந்து விண்ட் லோடும் கால்குலேட் பண்ணணும். நீங்க அவுட் சைடு வால்ஸ்ல உள்ளுக்குள்ள பார்ட்டிஷன் பண்ணலாம். That can be done, but that's meager. அது வந்து அதுல வந்து ஜிப் போர்டு is so cheap. Gypsum board is so cheap. Again and again it is cost. Nobody will who wants to spend extra money? They were going for the cheapest product. So if you have an extra benefit, that is an extra. But cost to cost, meter to meter, square meter to square meter, the lowest cost. அதுதான் போடியம்.
ஆமா, economics rules.
Okay, Niyata, please go on, Niyata. Niyata is joined in from Nigeria.
Hello.
Yeah, please go on.
Okay. I have 2-3 observations. One வந்து the pet recycling பத்தி பேசினாங்க, and he is very right because my daughter, she is very conscious, environmentally conscious, sustainability எல்லாம் பண்ணுவா. So she has a group of friends. அவங்க வந்து they will buy shoes and bags and things made of ocean plastics. And those shoes will be like $60, $80 and the madri. Ade shoe when if they want to buy it, the new ones, that they can get it for like $20-30. But because they want to contribute to a cause, they will go ahead and buy it. So some of the younger generation, they want to contribute. They don't know how to do it, so they would rather buy something which is more expensive. And that is, of course, they have to have the financial capability to contribute in that way. But there are many people in the world who want to contribute, but they don't know how to contribute. So they do it through initiatives like this. Then the other thing also, which again I got from my daughter, வீட்ல நிறைய t-shirts accumulate ஆயிட்டே இருக்கும். So they have a place where you can take all your old t-shirts and they make a kind of a yarn for you. It's not a yarn, it is like the cut பண்ணி அத ஒரு thread மாதிரி பண்ணி பாலா சுருட்டி கொடுத்துருவாங்க. Then you can use it for art projects and things like that. So my daughter has made sofa covers, and especially COVID period lo ukande she made rugs. She made a lot of things using the t-shirt materials. So அந்த மாதிரி initiatives-லாம் பண்ணலாம், but that is also again for those who are economically more stronger. But then you have a population, the youngsters today, they have a lot of money also because of the IT sector boom and things like that. We can also tap into that to make sure that they we can tap into that pool. And then for me, I'm working in the school sector. So எனக்கு வந்து இங்க நைஜீரியால வந்து waste is too much. 40% of everything they use is wasted because there is no maintenance culture at all. So என்னோட passion inga, which my boss is also aware, and so we want to bring a zero waste community, but it's very hard to convert mindsets. So I'm wondering, Mangalam madam oda சேர்ந்து ஏதான ஒரு project மாதிரி பண்ணி schools awareness எது பண்ணலாமா அந்த மாதிரி? Do you have any initiatives you are having in India? ஏதான schools ஓட போய் zero waste community-யா கன்வெர்ட் பண்றதுக்கு ஏதான பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா?
நிறைய இருக்கு. என்னுடைய கொலீக்ஸ் எல்லாம் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. in all the schools-லயே வந்து நாங்க green generation program அப்படிங்கறத பண்றோம். It's a 1-year program which we do it. I'll connect you with the thing. I think we will get your contact number. I will share with you some of the case studies where they have done it. So we will work together.
Okay, thank you. Gopi sir take enoda contact, so I can easily contact.
I think Gopi, I think we need to really have a lot of follow-up activities based on this today's session.
Yeah, sure. Okay, one last question. Anybody else has a question? One last question we can take, because we've been holding ma'am for a long time, almost like 2.5 hours. Yeah.
Sir, good morning. Sendil Kumar here.
Sendil.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And Madam was talking about citizen social responsibility. And as
Yes.
you said, every citizen is responsible for maintaining the environment. There's no doubt about it. And the question is every citizen is aware about the protection of environment and waste management? So we need to take up the awareness session in a large scale, adopting the schools, the villages and communities, so that is one of the ways to create awareness is to educating the people. And I suggest that among us, and we can adopt some villages and communities, cities, and we can create awareness among the school students and college students. Because already this point was suggested by someone, and I think we need to work on it seriously and take a large drive on this.
We will work it. It's a very good suggestion.
Yeah. And have we inculcated this kind of syllabus in the school level and college level?
Yeah. I think now at the school level, there are many activities are going on.
Okay.
So there are many of the like-minded people, have started working. Like in SRM college, my friend Dr. K.R. Malati. Number one is all the teachers also have to be sensitized. So she has really got a sabbatical arrangement with Australian schools, and that Australian school teachers come here, and these teachers went to Australia. So this kind of thing, this is like a motivation, because see, waste is a subject. It is not a glamorous subject.
Yeah.
That too, when an old lady comes and talks, nobody listens to it. And at least today, I thought that a lot of interactions are really taking place. So it needs a lot of passion and encouragement and motivation, and a lot of like-minded people to work on it. So I think at the school level, we have a small committee, those who are working on a school curriculum. So we can really take them as a summer camps. And we had done one Freedom School. It was a 1-year program, and we said put trash for cash. So we had asked the children, to segregate every day, half an hour. They have to really segregate whatever they are finding it in the whole campus, plus in the neighborhood. So all the money, we just put it in the different boxes, and we just, sold it. And that money went there as a, corpus fund for them, to do many activities. Like that, there are many school activities are going on, or comic books, like Lakshmi Prabha in Bangalore. She has really done what Guju says. Guju means that's a small little girl. And what she says in a very comic way, she's really given in a drawing manner to really give it to the student. Like that, there are many initiatives are there, but still it is not enough. We need to really do it in a very sustained and concerted manner.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Chat box, ma'am. What is the area of your internship program, and what are the eligibility criteria for that?
Beg your pardon?
Internship. In which area you internship, and what is the
internship? I think we get it from different universities, and especially from college, agriculture college, Coimbatore. Then social work colleges from Trivandrum and Kerala area, plus here Laila College, and all these, and then from the universities. Plus we had many universities from Meghalaya, then from Germany, and from Australia. And Australia and Germany, they were staying here for more than a year, because they don't believe in short courses, because here, we want everything instant, but they want to really put their hands and then, work on it, So that kind of internship, we really put them in a project area, and then, and then we mentor them, ask them to really go through it, and then what are the challenges they really find out. Recently, one of our colleague, Professor Sodalai, he made 2 students, to work on a dump site. Only 2 students, they are MTech. MTech students, they just finished their study day before yesterday only they finished that study. And the type of challenges what they have really come across, but they never gave it up, because MTech students going in the dump area, studying the whole, intricacies of the entire thing is really quite challenging yet, like that was nearly 1 year study which they have completed it. So like that, we just, depending on the thing, we give a certificate also to them as a completion thing. And many of the masters or PhDs, like the German person, he came here for 1.5 years. After his bachelor's degree, he did a internship with us. Then we gave a certificate which really facilitated him to go into masters. So and then the Australian girl, Rosie, now she's in charge of a very big, waste management sector in the government of Australia. So these are all some of the interns, we just, it goes between 3 months. 3 months is a minimum, 3 months to 1 year.
And what are the field of specialization?
What are the?
Field of specialization for the internship, and what are the eligibility criteria?
We have lots of projects going on, and then we just place them there, and then they will what we do, we give them the food and accommodation. The other travel and other expenses have to be borne by them, because nothing is free. Because if you just give them a free, nobody would really appreciate it. I am always of the opinion it should be they will be like a
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think ma'am or signal. Okay, I think we'll end this session because ma'am has been there for a long time. Ma'am, thank you very much for taking your time out on a Sunday morning to be with us for so long. An excellent session, a lot of takeaways, and we'll see how to take it forward, ma'am. Whatever we discussed today, we'll try to summarize and take it forward, ma'am. I'll also discuss with Suresh sir and some of the other participants, and then we'll see how to take it forward, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. I think